start. Foothill in the center of the course is out quickly. So is Barsabas. Far outside, Spirit Maker and Crew Dragon in the mix too. At the rail, Limu Bai, followed by Percolate, who now settles in between horses. One Fast Bro is already 8 lengths off the speed. Half Barber Benji second to last, and oncoming at the back of the field. It's Barsabas to set the pace at the 6 furlong pole, leading by just under a length to Foothill second. A length and a half, Spirit Maker a 3 wide third. Percolate tucked in neatly at the rail fourth, and Crew Dragon fifth, about 3 lengths off the pace. Another 3 back to Limu Bai, who's just in front of One Fast Bro. At the back of the field, Half Barber Benji and oncoming. About 8 or 9 covers them, half mile to go, Barsabas to catch. Leading the way by a half length. Foothill Eager second, a length and a half. Spirit Maker 3 wide third still, and Percolate is down at the rail. Crew Dragon in the bright orange, 4 lengths off the lead. A gap of 3 to One Fast Bro, Limu Bai, oncoming, and Half Barber Benji. They're a quarter of a mile from home, and Foothill on the outside on even terms with Barsabas. Spirit Maker under a hard ride on the outside in the green. Percolate angles out. He's had a perfect trip, and he has every chance with a furlong left to go. From the back, One Fast Bro and oncoming are both finishing with interest. A 16th to run. Barsabas confronted by Percolate. Percolate on the outside goes by in the final stages. Oncoming is flying, and Percolate, an absolutely perfect ride from Johnny V, makes the difference and gets the W. Oncoming second, photo third between Foothill and One Fast Bro. Behind them, Barsabas was battling with Half Barber Benji.
That was the 4-horse Percolate getting the win over in the opener at Santa Anita Park. And unfortunately, we didn't get soon enough so you could see the ticket that I had done, but it had the 4 and the 9 there. The long shot ended up getting second. Really close race there. And John Velasquez and Mike McCarthy get the win in the opener in this starter allowance race at Santa Anita Park. Hello, everybody. I'm Scotty McKeever. I'm in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. This is the Coast to Coast show. You got a 15% takeout on a pick 5 that goes coast to coast from Santa Anita Park. Today starts in race number 3, back to Gulfstream Park and Santa Anita. So all 5 legs between Gulfstream Park and Santa Anita Park. And a very friendly wager when it comes to the 15% takeout. It's a $1 denomination. And so this ticket would actually be wrong because this is actually the early pick 5. So $1 denomination in that coming up. It's about a little bit less than an hour from now. We will have that. We will have a ticket for you. And it looks like what hit? Okay, so I know we gave out the Scotty spot plays. Catch me up here. I was up till 3:30 in the morning last night handicapping. I was exhausted. And after the morning show, I went and laid down, took a nap, and I have no idea what's been happening since. So hopefully we're going to have a lot of booms today. Yeah, absolutely, Chuck. Let's see. So what did we have? I know Oakland. Well, let's look at the Scotty spot plays. We got Olivia G. I know Olivia G got second. Oakland Park, I had this Adelina Julia that I liked a lot. And did this horse win? The one at Oakland won the race? Okay, awesome. Well, that's a good start. And Anthony hit that, paid $17. Awesome. All right, well, so then we've had 2 spot plays. This was my note on this horse. Maiden Victory was super impressive in her second start. Connection's good, and she isn't facing too tough in here. And I must have felt that way because I very, very rarely will use horses facing winners for the first time. Because maiden breakers, these horses facing winners very, very rarely win. So I thought the 4-horse was vulnerable. You can see here that race went off. Santa Anita race number 2. I really love Golden Spa. We'll talk about that. That's coming up. And you had to work this morning, Daniel. Well, hopefully you got a chance to go over and look at some of the spot plays. Look, hey, what's up, Razor, my man, Anthony? There's Cindy. Hi, Cindy, Tony, Kevin, Aaron, Jay. Good to see you all. And hopefully we'll have a good show. And I'm not sure if I'm going to drink coffee or I'm going to drink scotch. I haven't made up my mind yet. And might even break out the cigar. Kevin, my man, what's going on? Okay, we can do that real quickly too. Okay, so we need picks for the coast to coast. All right, let's take a look at that. Why not? Okay, so we'll look. It's a $1 denomination, and we'll do it for $120. So I think one of the legs, or two of them, might even have my picks. Let me see here. No, these are. Whew, look at those races. Those are rough. Aichi, wow. Look at that. 27% top win percentage there. All right, we do need to do that, though, don't we? Let me see what we have coming up first. We have 1 minute to Gulfstream Park, race number 7. I'll tell you what. So we'll go there. What's up, Andrew? We'll go up. Doug in the house. Boom. We got Oaklawn. We that one race at Fairgrounds in race number 1. That horse got second place by a nose. Terrible trip on the rail. I don't know if any of you guys saw that, but it was brutal. Thank you, Andrew. We're gonna perfect the spot place for sure, and we're gonna dial that in. Let's just go to Gulfstream, and then we'll come back to the coast to coast, because it looks like that coast to coast is going to be something that we're going to have to give a little bit of time to. So we'll go to Gulfstream Park. We'll look at race number 7. The next spot play doesn't come up until Santa Anita race number 2. Again, Golden Spa. I love this horse. And here there is a pick 5. We can try to play a pick 5. I think I have a couple of Scotty spot plays in here as well. Let's see. There might be. Okay, here's one. Oh, the 5 horse I definitely think is a single. Hoping him. This horse might be the fastest horse in the grounds. I mean, even really take away stakes horses. This horse is just incredible. 3 for 3, going 5 furlongs on the synthetic. Been off since December, and of course the trainer's waiting for this 5 furlongs on synthetic. Wouldn't you? It's going to be very, very difficult to beat. Huge pace advantage. Has a little bit of class. And this horse beat a pretty darn good horse in its last race. And I don't see anything like that in here. I think the SOR shows a little bit tougher, but I, in fact, think this race is more difficult. So 5 is a single. And then it's so much easier when you do pre-work, isn't it? It really is, especially when you're doing live. It really is easy to be a little bit more prepared. But I was trying to prepare for the show, the spot play show, and you guys ever feel that? Like yesterday, I started at like 2 p.m, all the way till 3:30 in the morning. I could barely come up with 7 spot plays for today. And then finally at 3:30, I went to bed, and I'm like, I just got to go to bed. And I set the alarm at 6:30, went off, went down, got some coffee. The Starbucks is, maybe about 200 yards from me. Went down, got coffee, came back, sat down, but then I was just seeing things. Tomorrow at Santa Anita. I hope I'm right, because I just was feeling it this morning. So, hey, what's up, Linda? Thank you so much. Okay, Anthony says, be careful about race number 8, the 8 horse. This horse. Okay, so the 8 horse, race number 8. We want to take a look at that. Greystone. Thank you for that, by the way, Anthony. So this horse was the favorite last time out at 22%. It does get a new trainer via Not a Claim. You got horses getting Lasix for the first time. You just don't know. By the way, the 8 horse is the EquinEdge long shot, and the system is only using 2 horses. If you use these 2 horses, the 3 and the 10, then essentially you're 53% chance of winning. So you're 47% chance of winning if you use all the other horses. This is why it's so important to use the numbers, but then also if you think a horse is vulnerable, throw it out. Here, this horse broke 10th and ran a very nice race, and the GSR goes up, so you have to like this 3. Look at the tab. The tab on the turf is very high, so this horse wants to go long. It's 5-2 on the. I almost made this horse a Scotty spot play yesterday. I remember this horse now, and it's the EquinEdge second pick as well. I didn't, and then you have a first-time starter here with Jose Ortiz and Chad Brown in this 9 horse, who's also the EquinEdge top pick. And then you can, if you wanted to, you can sort the GSR, and you get the 10 horse up there as well. So granddaughter is doing fantastic, Linda. Thank you. Stevie Marie is just, man, she's getting big. I'll show you guys a picture in a bit. She's getting so big. So this is a really tough race. You got the EquinEdge long shot that you can never ignore. And I respect Anthony's handicapping as well. The 9 horse. So maybe we just use these horses here. Plus, you got this first time starter, this one that's got a really nice GSR. I'm just going to use these. I might change my mind depending on the sequence here, and we might single this 3. Just take a chance. We might do that because it looks like this horse is going to be tough. I think we're going to do that. I think we're going to do that. This 3 looks like the real deal. Okay. So what in situations like this, I'll sort. Top EquinEdge pick is 5%. I mean, this race at 20% is the top win percentage. You're looking at such a tough race that sometimes you're better just to throw out some of these horses, especially if they've got low GSRs on the turf, or maybe they have no speed. Not a bad idea. Look, if you look at the 10 horse outside post, no speed. It's got a good GSR. It does have 3 wins though in 11 tries. So, but these are when I always talk to you about throwing out horses, it's stuff like situations like this. And I know the race went off, but let's see here.
With Upstart Gentleman, he's 4 wide and on the go. Another Duke yet to be heard from. Dunnigan in between horses as they run to the top of the stretch. It's Prefect who moves on Ravon. Prefect now the target. El Socio is there second. Back on the inside in Ravon. Grinding home wide is Upstart Gentleman, then Dunnigan as they reach the top of the stretch. Still plenty of chances here.
Nobody's
Prefect
coming.
Has the lead. El
I mean, these 2 horses are going to dictate between the 6 and the 9 who's going to win for sure. The 9 seems to really have the momentum with the jockey. You can just see.
For a narrow lead.
No, look at that. 6 horse had a lot of horse.
Prefect in front.
6-9.
El Socio.
I guess you can't see anything. I love efforts like that, right? So those 2 horses, I'm glad we didn't play that because those 2 horses I wasn't even using. But look, remember when we first looked, I'm like, oh my God. Same with the coast to coast. That coast to coast could pay good today. But look at this. Like, you're talking about 18% being the top win percentage. So brutal. Thank God we didn't put that in. All right. So next, so we got Anita Race number 2. We'll do a pick 4 there. So I think it's a good time to go to the coast to coast. All right. This one's for you, Kevin. We hit that golden hour yesterday. Somebody asked us to do the golden hour. We did it, and that thing hit. Okay, so we'll do 120. So here you go. No pressure. Top win percentage, 22%. All right, so you guys ready? We're going to have to dissect this one. It's going to be a little bit tougher, but it's what we're going to have to do. What I am going to do, before we do that, I'm just going to look to see if there's anything that even assembles a single. Maybe in this race, so you got the top EquinEdge pick is the 7. So I'll sort like this sometimes. I'll sort the E morning line, and I'll just remember it's 4, 3, 7. And now it's 2, 7, 4. And now it's 7, 3, 5. Now it's 3, 5, 7. Now it's 4, 7, 2. Automatically, I know. Just by doing that and nothing really lining up, I know that the race is probably wide open. The EquinEdge morning lines indicate that this race is wide open. The win percentages indicate that this race is wide open. And so now what I'll do is I'll look at the low GSR. You see why we have these sort buttons here? These sort buttons really help you a lot. So I'll come over here and I'll look, and I'm going to look for proven losers, horses that don't seem that, like they really want to win. These are the types of horses you have to throw out. That being said, you have a new trainer. And when you have a new trainer, especially a good trainer, you just don't know. And he claimed his horse for 62.5, meaning 62,500. So what's happened the last couple of races? Well, first of all, it was a 70 group last time out, and he broke from the rail, and he was bet. It was only 13%. The race before that, 11%. You can see this horse continues to be 13, 11, 12. It is the EquinEdge long shot, but I mean, the EquinEdge long shot algorithm has to pick somebody, right? So I also look at the record of the horse at 6 furlongs on the dirt. And you look at the 4 horse, Paco Pico, who's EquinEdge's second pick, 5-2 on the EquinEdge morning line, has 2 wins, 2 seconds, and a third against a 60 SOR group. Okay, now look at the 3 horse, Candyman Rocket. This horse has a good pace number, 1 win, 1 second against a 66 group. Okay, so now we want to look at this horse a little bit closer. It's been off since February of last year. And it can rate, but it does draw inside. In races like this, I tend to lean towards a horse maybe on the outside. This horse certainly needs the lead and might be a little bit weak on class. So now it's indicating to me that we could see some pace. The 3 will show some pace off the layoff probably. Will be probably sitting right off the 2 horse. Now, the class on the 2 is the lowest of the field for sure. But this horse is very, very fast. And you can see it's going from a 62 to a 66. But look what it did. It went from a 52 to a 62. So it handled that raise, and now it's going to a 66. It's got 13 races. Yeah, I mean, this horse is doing very good right now. And you always have to look at the form of a horse to see. I mean, it went from the non-winners to 2 lifetime condition and just flew past conditions. So, and it's the top win percentage as well. All right, so who sits a good trip? Well, certainly the 3 horse who has class, Candyman's Rocket, if it's good enough. The 4 horse is going to sit a good trip. The 7 is going to be on the outside sitting a good trip. And the 5 horse is going to come from behind anyways. Honestly, this is like, I don't think I could pick between this group. So let's go on to the next. We'll look at Laurel in 1 second, Jay. Whew. This is going to pay. You're going to have to take a risk on a horse. You're going to for sure have to take a risk. EE morning line 7-2 on the 7. It's top EquinEdge pick as well. I'm not hating 5% when the top win percentage is 20% and it's 10-1 EquinEdge morning line. I instantly know that the race is tough. On paper, anyways, I can't imagine what a form looks like looking at this thing. So what I might try to do is, you can look here that this horse has been on the synthetic 3 times in a row, but on turf in 29 tries, his 8-year-olds won 20,000 per start. But look at 8.5. It hasn't run good at 8.5. It needs to be near the pace for its best, and it's not nearly as fast. So I have to take a chance. I would throw out a horse like the 8. I would throw out a horse like the 8. All right, well, at least we eliminated 1 horse. Quiet out fat. Now, look to see a horse like this who 11%, 11%, 2% here, wasn't even meant to do anything in these races, although it was getting bet, which tells me that the connections probably liked the horse. And now it's got a 9% jockey aboard and 11% trainer. But it's 20%. That's a tough one. Let's look at changes. I mean, there's changes all around the place that make it even tougher. Horse was claimed here by Frederick Labo, the 7 horse. And he's a 6%, 67% trainer. I don't know how many starts that is. Jockey trainer column. There's Edwin Gonzalez. He killed me yesterday. All right, let's look at Laurel real quickly. All right. So this one, this one is bred very nicely, and that's, you can see these GSRs. To me, the GSR is not an advantage against any of these really, because we can already see who this horse is, right? And so now what I'm really looking at is I'm looking at the trip. So if I look at that, 2 on the inside, needs the lead. So 2 is going to go and has enough class to get there, has 6 wins. So this horse likes to win. So if you're playing any kind of exotics, the 2 either is on the top or it's not in your ticket. This horse also needs the lead. And when you look at the SOR, they're both very similar. Who breaks good? This horse usually breaks on top in the first call. This horse, first call, is pretty good as well. I would think that the 5. So now I don't really love the 5 because I think the 2's faster than the 5. That's what it seems like to me. You might want to throw both these horses out, and now you're looking at closers. And the 4 horse, arguably, in these 3 wins, has a 65, whereas the 1 horse has 4 wins against a 67 group, and the 6 horse, who's 8-5 on the EquinEdge morning line, top EquinEdge pick, looks terrible on paper, but maybe this is the horse to beat. 13 wins. What's new with this horse? Anything? You have to be able to forgive that last race. Somehow you have to forgive it. You just, in your heart, you got to be a forgiving person. You do. In some cases.
Approaching the starting gate.
Sometimes no. For me, I think the 2 and 5 stop, and I probably do a 1-4-6 Exacta box, because you're getting odds if the 1 horse was to get in there, and it is the EquinEdge long shot. Let me look at this horse a little bit closer. We have a 31% trainer, for God's sakes. Jockey trainer combination. This will tell us a lot. Is 28%. This is also 9-2 on the EquinEdge morning line, so you're getting value. You know, honestly, I don't know if the 2 clears and it gets away, then this horse can not only win, and it'll be in the money. But I probably would leave the 5 out. I would probably do a 1-4-6 and hope the 2 and 5 stop. That's just me. Let's take a look at this race. But I like the 6 horse to close here. I think we have to forgive that race. But this horse is in just tremendous form. This horse. It's gonna be sitting the closest behind the 2 and the 5, most likely. And it's probably going to be tough. But I'd probably give the 6 a chance.
Forte moving in, and then Feed the Spree. Sway in 2 and throws 1-5.
Let's see if the 2 and 5 duel. I think the 2 could be a little bit faster than the 5. And if the 5 needs the lead, then the 5 would logically stop, right?
And they're off of the What a Summer Stakes. But they sent out for the leads, and Don't Let Sweet Fool You with a natural early speed and sway in 2 and fro. Wants to join that
I
party
didn't see that coming. That makes our case even better for the 6 horse and the 1 for that matter.
Only 4 lengths.
So the 4 decides to go.
Let Sweet Fool You and sway in 2 and fro.
And 2, I would imagine the 5 is done. Like the horse can't rate.
And stick it down to the inside and Feed the Spree last, but only 3 from the front, out 3 wide. Into the far turn run. Don't Let Sweet Fool You, sway in 2 and fro, and Forte still in the mix. Right there in between horses and Feed the Spree on the far outside. That red cap coming with a 4 wide bid. 22.52 is that opening quarter
2
mile.
Is done.
They race toward the top of the stretch now. Sway in 2 and fro. Feed the Spree. Forte between horses. Don't Let Sweet Fool You backs off a bit in 4th, and Snicket is 5th. They turn in. Feed the Spree into the stretch from Sway in 2 and fro. Her 46.45 half mile, and Feed the Spree is ready to strut her stuff. There she goes.
Come on,
Feed
1, get up for second.
Up 2.5, 3 lengths.
Come on,
Feed
1.
the Spree, she's back. Feed the Spree in front by 3.
No.
Feed the Spree rebounds to win here. Going away under Xavier Perez.
6-4-1.
Feed the Spree in the What a Summer Stakes from Sway in 2 and fro.
You can't do that without the pace number. You can't.
Forte or Don't Let Sweet Fool Ya.
So, all right. There we go. That's a good win. All right, let's get out to Santa Anita, and then we'll get back to the coast to coast, okay? I know, Kevin, you want that coast to coast, but it's difficult. It's not an easy sequence at all. Thank you so much. All right. There we go. We got that 6 horse to win. And the 4 horse did us a favor dueling up there. And so the 2 and 5 stop. Only the pace, because of the pace number. Now, you have to use all the metrics in combination of each other, but because of the pace number, we could do that. That's how you can kind of look at the race. Okay, the one horse trustee, of course, you know that Golden Spa is my spot play, one of my 7 today. Throw out the turf effort last time out, 43% win here and back on dirt. Top GSR, I'm expecting a good effort, catch the 1 for the win. I also thought, I didn't love the 5. I didn't love the 5. And the 7 horse, the EquinEdge long shot, I saw that right after the show ended. And I saw that, I'm like, you know what? From this post, this 7 is likely to run a decent race. The connections don't win very often. It is 11-1. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if the 5 wasn't in the money, or the 4, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised. The 1 is the fastest horse in the race and has some substance. I think, you know, this horse lost by 28, but you can throw that out. Drops in class. And gets 111 pounds. The bug is sending this horse for sure. What happens a lot of time, and you wouldn't know this unless you've owned before, is trainers give horses races. And they certainly, he at least wants to give the owners an opportunity to win a race. So the first race is, hey, let's just give this horse a race. Let's put it in over its head a little bit. And now we have the money run. This horse has been off since Del Mar, July 30th. I would think if this horse didn't have something in the tank, that this horse would be in for $20,000. So, but Golden Spa, I think, should beat this group fairly handily. We'll look at it a little bit closer as there's 3 minutes before the race, but you can see this horse raced for 40,000 and got barely a second place finish at 19%, 6 furlongs. So all the same conditions here. Today gets 6 furlongs on the dirt and it's 43% to win. All right. And it's not a 48 SOR group. This time it's a 42 group, which means it's easier because the number's going down. All of our metrics are from 1 being worst to 100 being best. So it just, and then the horse moved up from on the rail to face on turf where the GSR went down. Now the GSR is going back up 8 points and figures to get a good trip. There's not a lot of speed in the race. I don't necessarily see the 1 holding on to win. It could. It's a second-time starter. It's pretty fast. But I also think that this 3 in this race is going to be tough. Also, you got the top jockey, arguably in the country right now, in JJ Hernandez, who I'm expecting to give this horse a very good trip. They're at the gate here. Here's race number 2.
He's been coming out a lot in the mornings to work a lot of his
and 3 to 5
horses.
right now
He
on this 3.
And obviously he'll try his hardest for his brother.
This horse looks terrific here. He's on his toes behind the gate. He is fired up. That is the 5 Pacific Stakes. And then finally the 7 Take Charge Curly just caught my eye warming up. Is there a chance he could be a lifelong shot?
He looked really energetic warming up, and I think he's definitely on his toes as well. He draws the outside post, which is great, and he's cutting back in distance, which I think is a plus.
All right, we're set for a load for race number 2. Here's Frank.
Post time for the second. Take Charge Curly to the outside. And they're off. Very even start with Pacific States now emerging with a narrow lead. Stop and a Tress up close. At the rail, Trusty Rusty coming through to vie for the lead. And Lord Mo is a close-up 4, just a length and a half off the leader. Then Take Charge Curly and Golden Spa at the back. Heading to the half-mile pole, and Trusty Rusty has established a clear-cut lead of a length and a half. In second, Stop and a Tress on the inside of Pacific States, who now puts his head into second. A 3-wide Lord Mo is 3.5 lengths off this leader, Trusty Rusty, who's trying to get away. And Trusty Rusty has a 3-length lead now. Pacific States clearly second. Stop and a Tress at the rail, followed by Golden Spa, who's come out of last into 4th, 5 lengths off the lead. Take Charge Curly is next. Lord Mo, the distant trailer, top of the lane. And it's Trusty Rusty still in front. Stop and a Tress coming through along the inside. And Golden Spa continues to storm home in the center of the track. And Golden Spa up to take the lead at the 16th pole from Stop and a Tress. In second, it's Golden Spa winning convincingly. Stop and a Tress was second. Pacific States third.
Well, I was hoping that
Trusty
one would
Rusty.
stay up, but hey, we got the win. That's what we wanted. We needed that 3 to win for probably a lot of our horizontals, so we got that 3. So that's great. Good single for a lot of us. So the horse didn't have the best trip, but it was the best horse in the race. So all right, 3-4 in the race.
Number 3, Golden Spa was first. 4, Stop and a Tress second. 5, Pacific States third. And 1, Trusty Rusty. 4, 3, 4, 5, 1 on the board.
4 to 5 on the 4.
28 minutes to post for the start of the Coast to Coast Pick 5.
All right, so we got 20 minutes for the Coast to Coast. We can't screw around any longer. All right, so all right, I'm happy to get that. That's a bit of a relief, to be honest with you. So okay, we got race number 4. Saddle Up Jesse is a horse that I liked. That is not part of the Coast to Coast, though. You did? What did you do, Cindy? But by the way, if you're going to win, I'm telling you guys, if you're going to win, don't be traditional here. Like, you have to play against the grain. But have a reason why you don't just guess. The metrics help you to eliminate horses for sure. And I wish I would have studied this a little bit, but I was so focused on the spot plays, I didn't look at this close enough, and so I'm paying the price for it now for sure. Because when the top win percentage in all 5 legs is 25%, you know shit's tough. So so you can make an angle that the 1 horse, Warren's Candy Girl, is got a low GSR. You could make a case. You don't have to make a case because the top win percentage is 25%. So just saying, like, this horse is not the worst looking. You see what I'm saying? Look at this horse. You wouldn't even probably know this horse is really a long shot, would you? But that's how competitive this race is. So, all right. So I can't necessarily just throw that horse out. The EquinEdge morning line, the 6 horse is got a big morning line. Let's look at this horse. Here's the other thing. They're going 12 furlongs. I mean, not every horse wants to do that. Warren's Candy Girl, 9 furlongs. Kind of just finished up. Ugh. Look at this horse. 19 races, 4 wins, 5 seconds, $347,000 earned. Oh, wow. You really took a stand. You're not messing around. So the ticket generator is giving us only 2 horses in leg 1 and 2 horses in leg 2. 2 and 7. 5 and 6 in race number 1. All right, let's sort this. There's no easy way to handicap this, honestly. 5 and 6 in the morning line. 5 and 6 on the win percentages. 5 goes down here in class a little bit, but not that much. And the 7 horse is only 5%. So I'm going to get rid of that. This horse is only 4%. It doesn't look all that great. So I'm going to get rid of that. Okay. And code. Okay. See, when you start messing around in different ways, sometimes things they stand out a little bit. This horse has burned money at this condition. Then code, going to get rid of that. New York Dreams. Jesper was maiden by 5 lengths. And it's got a low GSR. And as it is, it's only 5% to win this race, facing winners for the first time. So we'll get rid of the EquinEdge long shot. Okay, the same thing. He barely broke its maiden, and now it's going to face winners like this. It's the EquinEdge long shot, but I'm going to say no. Uncle George. I had an Uncle George, God bless his soul. But I don't think Uncle George is winning this race. I mean, this horse has been sprinting. And now it's going to all of a sudden, oh, it's still sprinting. This is 5.5 here. Well, for sure, I would have to use the 6 horse, Who's Candy. I'll tell you that for sure. I'm going to play against the EquinEdge long shot in this situation, although it would look impressive on paper. It still faced a 44 group. Also, too, something to note, when a horse takes a long time to break its maiden, it usually takes a while to come back and beat winners, too. So I'm going to get rid of that horse. Uncle George, this is the type of horse I was talking about that just kind of prods along. It's got a wide post. It doesn't have any speed. It doesn't really ever get there. And there's not a lot of pace in the race. So I'm going to get rid of the 10. And so I think we've narrowed it down here. This horse just broke his maiden and did it on the lead. It's not a bad horse, but that was an easier group. Dettori jumps aboard. The horse has drawn an inside post. I'm going to use the 5 and the 6. I'm going to use the system, what the system did. Okay. Sometimes you just have to walk away or try something different with the sort buttons. I can't begin to tell you last night how hard handicapping was for me. And this morning I woke up and I felt like I saw everything. The one where? In here? It's 4% to win. It's drawn the rail. It's been off since April. You got a new trainer. This is not the worst looking long shot in the world, Jay. I'll tell you that. I can't get it in on this ticket, but it's not the worst long shot in the world. I like the 6 horse the most in this race. I do worry about a horse like this a little bit. Now, this horse has Flavien Prat. This horse has burned money. I mean, flat out burned money. I'm going to single the 6. That's the risk I'm going to take. Now the singles of the 2, Lady Clementine, who's 25%, 9-2 EquinEdge morning line, top win percentage, got a really good SOR, and the GSR is just fine. So we look at the 2 and see what the story is. The horse has been off since December. Flavien Prat jumps aboard. Okay, throw out the American Oaks deal. All this horse did was beat an optional claiming 40,000. Just so you know, I mean, I'm not saying it's not going to beat this field. First of all, it's very slow on the break. You see that? It breaks last almost every race. So that puts the horse up against it a little bit as well. The good news here, if you like this horse, is there's no speed in the race. So it probably won't hurt the horse. I'm going to say you want a European horse in a situation like this Great Britain horse, the 2, because it's going to be a slow pace, and that's what these horses are used to. And then they sprint for the finish. So the system is singling the 2. I'm going to keep that. This horse has been off since 2021. Most likely it can't win this race. Most likely it can't. Now, 5%, like I said, when a top win percentage is 25% and you have this kind of pace advantage is not bad. So we want to look at this horse and it's going on the turf, and the GSR drops to a 57. You can see 78, 81, the horse is right there, 2 second-place finishes. 57 drops out, 7 is out. I don't care how fast it is. So 2, 4, and 5. The only one we have to really look at closely is this 8 horse, who the system is not using. And the 8, so I'm going to play a little bit of a bigger ticket using the 8. I need to look at this 3. No. Okay. So without forcing things, we need to try to eliminate a horse in here. How much time do we have? So it starts in race number 3. So we're going to stay here at the coast to coast. We're going to miss that race at Gulfstream Park. Now, I want to try to get in these other 2 horses here because I looked at this race up and down and I couldn't separate it. So I'm going to force the system to use an all. Of course, we're only using the 6 horse. And then, so I'm going to regenerate this. And now it's going to come out to like $160 ticket. Now, if you can do this ticket, this is not the worst looking ticket in the world. So, but what I am going to try to do for those of you that no way are going to play $160. What's that? Brooks, I was thinking about you the other day. How's your job coming along? Include the 3 and leg 2? Hold on here. Okay, hold on. Yeah, no, I'm with you for sure. I hope your job's doing great. I think I saw you on. I never go on LinkedIn, but I think I saw you on LinkedIn, and I was somehow you were on there. I don't know. I literally had. I don't think I've ever posted, but maybe once. Okay, I feel like we have 2 decent singles. I really do. So now you have to go. Okay. Whose candy could go gate to wire? I don't think that's the worst looking single in the world. And it's EquinEdge's second pick. So I'm singling the 2 in the first leg. Listen, I wish you the best and I love it. I think it's great. I hope you get that. It's 6-1 on the EquinEdge morning line, and it broke its maiden very nicely. So it's not the worst looking single in the world, for sure. Here, though, I would love to not use all these horses. So I'm going to really look carefully. I'm going to sort in different ways that maybe something triggers. When I always talk to you about eliminating horses is the #1 thing you can do, but you have to have a reason why you're eliminating it. Because if you do, then you have a much better chance of hitting that ticket if you're right about that decision. But if you're hoping, you don't want that. There has to be a reason, like, you know what? This horse is a money burner, and you look at it and you go, okay, and that's a good reason. So that's what I'm trying to do here in this leg. So, and what I try to do is tell the story. I want to see where the trainer's at. Like, what's his head? So this horse is 13% here, gets a 4th place finish, was 3-1. Okay, not bad. So I might just do that. We're on the back end right now. I'm still focused on the programming side of it, but that front side of it, we're going to have to address at some point for sure. Then this horse comes over against a 52 group and a 56 group and looks like gets the pace. The horse doesn't seem to have any speed. Okay, that was synthetic. Then that was turf. Then the horse goes to a 56 group, but is only and is 10% and runs a bad race. Bumped at the gate, 10 wide. Throw that race out. Okay, 3 has got a shot, and it likes to win. Here's the other thing you do. Sort the EE morning line, because the EE morning line, usually one of the top, we've already talked about this, one of the top 4 EE morning lines win probably 80% of the time, maybe more. Sort on class. If we sort on class, you can see here, look at all these horses in the 60s. I think I might have found a horse we can throw out that's got a good win percentage. It's 16%. It's got a win in 2 seconds against a 49 average SOR group. It's the lowest of these horses. So now I want to really look at this horse carefully against the 52 group, 48. So this horse is done well in cheaper class. Okay, but okay, look, this is not for the faint of heart. It's the EquinEdge second pick at 16%, but it's got a low SOR and it literally has been burning money. And the one race it did win here was by a nose, and it just keeps on losing against easier competition. When it did go up to a 60, it got smeared. I'm curious what his EE morning line was here. This will tell you a lot too and win percentage, whether the horse was really meant or not. If I can get this to pull up. The other thing is this horse has 0 speed, really 0 speed in this race. Man, I want to throw this horse out. All right, look, this is for those of you that are not going to play a ticket this size, where we talk about taking risks, this is that type of thing. I'm throwing out based on SOR. This horse needs the lead, and it's going to get it. So I can't eliminate that horse. How much time do we have? They're still out there. Golden Gate race number 1 is coming up. Okay, how about this horse? What's the story here? 50, 56. So this horse is coming in from Woodbine. We don't know anything about it. Good connections. You can't throw that horse out. Again, this is for people that don't want to play a big ticket, okay? That's all I'm doing right now. This ticket that I'm suggesting is $160. Exactly, Scott. 2, 5, 11, 10. I'm not playing today because I made one bet today, and that was in the Scotty spot play, the first one. And when that horse lost, I'm like, you know what? It was the same thing was happening. I keep on losing these noses, and so I'm like, I don't want to. I'd rather just focus on the handicapping and let you guys do the betting. Believe me, I'd be playing if I felt like I feel like my racing luck has been bad. I feel like I will actually jinx you if I do play. I don't think today you want me to play. Believe me, I would love to play, but I've been losing too many noses, so it's not a good look. I'm better off when my horses aren't even close and losing than I am when I lose noses for a lot of money. This is a type of horse you could leave out. It draws a wide post. It keeps on burning money. It just never seems to get there. It's got low win percentage connections. But this horse can win. Ugh. Does anybody actually want me to do this right now? Or are you guys good with this ticket? Because it's making my stomach hurt. Because I'm having a really hard time eliminating any of these horses. I'll just tell you, if I was going to eliminate horses, it would be the 5, 10, 11. If you did that, it'd be $100. Okay. 5, 10, 11 is all sales. Yep. All right. Oh, it's a $1 denomination. So this would be like playing an $80 ticket for a $50 denomination. That's all. But again, maybe take out the 5, 10, and 11 and leave the rest in there. We've got, they're coming onto the track. We're going to go out to Laurel Park. That's the coast to coast. Of course, we'll be watching that. And let's get out to Laurel. So 9-5 on the 6 horse right now. I had already eliminated some of the horses that I didn't love. I look at the pace here, and Prince of Jericho, the 2. This is a hard-knocking horse.
Horses approaching the gate.
Went 7 furlongs last time. Let's see what it lost against. Does it have an excuse? It might have a legitimate excuse, maybe, right? So Coffee with Chris was in this race and had a big pace advantage and stopped. And this horse is the favorite right now. When was that? Oh, no, it won. Excuse me. So with that pace advantage, it won. It had a big pace advantage. It's not getting a pace advantage this time. Take a chance and don't use the 6. And I would like the 2 horse to turn things around. The 1 horse is very fast. 1's going to fly the lead from the inside, so I'd probably get rid of the 1. I do a 2-5 Exacta box. This is strictly on pace. That's the way I'm judging this. Hey, Catherine. Happy Saturday to you as well. Coast to coast, pick 5, pool $140,000. It's been $250,000 to $480,000. It's been a really nice pool as they're about to load into the gate. So essentially what happened with Coffee and Chris, it got an easy lead last time out.
Starting gate.
And it barely hung on, whereas this horse came from behind and it just couldn't get the pace. The pace scenario figures to be a lot tougher if the 1 horse goes. Right? So I don't, and even the 5 horse is fast. So, but this 1 horse is Heldish is very, very fast. You can see that. So I would expect the 1 horse is going to press early from the inside. And I think that Prince of Jericho, the 2, gets a really good trip. I probably bet the 2. Buenas tardes, Oscar. ¿Qué tal?
Coffee with Chris.
All right. Coast to coast starts in 6 minutes from now.
Jericho.
They're on the track. There's Who's Candy. That's going to be my single. 5-2 looks fantastic on the track. But we're going to stay here for Laurel Park's race number 8 and see if we can get this 2 horse home.
She's no clown. On the mark, coming up. And we don't need roads. They're off of the spectacular bid. My Blue Eyes very fast out of the gate. Tis No Clown and Coffee with Chris are coming forward too. B West is in 4th out of the inside. Heldish and Prince of Jericho. Heldish and Prince of Jericho now moving 4th and 5th within 2 of the lead. On the mark is back there is 6th position. B West has dropped back a bit to 2nd last position. And trailing the field is We Don't Need Roads. About 13 lengths will cover them heading on the far turn. Good pace going. Tis No Clown a half length in front. Heldish is tugged along in between horses. Coffee with Chris there 3 deep on the outside. Prince of Jericho is 4th. My Blue Eyes is in 5th. On the mark is next in 6th. B West has 8 or 9 lengths to make up. At trailing the field is We Don't Need Roads. Opening quarter went 23.35 into the far turn with 3 furlongs left to go. It is Tis No Clown and Coffee with Chris. Here comes Prince of Jericho firing up on the outside, and Heldish is right there through a half mile and 46.85. And so Prince of Jericho and Coffee with Chris going to go on together. Tis No Clown, Heldish back in 4th position, and then back to On On the Mark is running a big race too. They're at the top of the stretch now. Prince of Jericho driving on the outside of the lead. Leads at about a length from Coffee with Chris in second. Tis No Clown and On the Mark trying to pick up a share. For the final furlong, it's Prince of Jericho. Widening now, 2 lengths in front. Coffee with Chris is determined, but second best to Prince of Jericho. And Carol Cedeno coming home to win the spectacular bid. Prince of Jericho by 3 at the finish. Coffee with Chris was second there. Close for third there. On the Mark and B West. And Tis No Clown.
It's all pace, baby. All pace. That's all it is. All right, what we get? What kind of odds do we get on that too? Boom. All odds. Or all pace, I mean. 9-5, the horse goes off at. 6 horse got second. The 5 horse got up for third. But it's all pace. I mean, you need the other metrics as well. You need to know if the breeding is there. That's why we've done it this way. You've got the breeding numbers, you've got the class numbers with the SOR, and even a little bit of help if you wanted it. So here's a look at the coast to coast legs, which are starting in about 3 or 4 minutes from now. Leg A starts soon here in race number 3, and then goes back to Gulfstream Park for race number 9, and then stays at Gulfstream Park, skips a race, and goes to race number 11 for leg number 3. Leg number 4 is race 6 at Santa Anita. Skip a race at Santa Anita, and then it's race number 8 to finish off leg number 5. Oh, nice job, Michael. Nice exacta. So, all right. There's no way I could handicap that race without our pace number like that. There's no way. I'm just being honest. No chance. And if I could, I couldn't do it that fast. Because we can see based on the pace number that the 1 horse was fast. And that's exactly what happened. And we got a little bit lucky because the 7 horse, well, the 7's fast. I threw it out. I didn't even realize that. Well, I would have probably put money in my account and bet the 2 if I would have seen that. I have to stop eliminating pace horses because then I really lose the true visual of the race. I completely threw this 7 out and didn't realize it was that fast. So not only was the 1 fast on the inside, but the 7 was pressing the 6 on the outside. And the 7 was always going to stop at 2% and a low GSR. I love the elimination feature because I don't want to look at horses I don't think can win, but you got to be careful about the horses so you can get the full visual of the race. You have to make sure that you don't eliminate any horse that's going to affect the pace in any way. Hey, Darsh, how are you? Okay. All right, coast to coast right now, $176,000.
I'm going to jump on the one really big news, and I've put in the ticket in my coast to coast.
And I'm singling the 6 horse. That's my ticket.
Front and center. I think he looks
I'm not even recommending it. I'm just saying that that's what I would do because I'm struggling with the ticket. So
34%. Horses making their first start with the trainer, 19%. He's got big percentages in all these categories, and I think really big news looks terrific out here. Under Johnny V, 17-1. Call me crazy, I've been called worse, but Jess, you've got one more to talk about, and that's Uncle George, a relative of yours.
Yes, Uncle George is trained by my stepdad, Philip D'Amato, and I can tell you he is one of the toughest horses in the barn. He is very tough to gallop, very tough to work. And usually horses that go pretty fast in the beginning of their works don't really finish well. They kind of get too tired. But this horse has been working lights out, has been going fast in the beginning and finishing up really well in his work.
That's really good information.
Knows him. I'm really excited for this horse to run today. And I could see him being fast early and late.
All right, some
here's the thing. There's a problem with that. I have no doubt the horse is training good. The problem is this horse breaks last almost every single race and draws wide. So, but I think it's a good note to put. I think it's going to be very difficult to win this race in a wide open race. And yeah, I think it's good. That will be very difficult. You can't be a poor breaker at 5.5 furlongs and win this race unless you're the class of the race. And this horse is not the class of the race. But can run and doing better. Thank you very much. But I'm still not going to put the horse in this race.
Set to kick off the coast to coast pick 5.
Well, I wish you guys all the best in this race. and they're loading into the gate. I'm rooting for the 6 horse, who's 3-1. The 2
New York
horse,
Dreams going in.
Our Shining
Here's
Light.
Naismith.
This horse is getting bet. I mean, people like this horse,
Blame George.
but it is drawn on the inside, and it's going on the turf
Code.
for the first time. And it doesn't really, no, second time.
Fire.
It ran good first time out on the turf, going 6 furlongs.
Uncle George.
But that was a 42 group. This is a 58 group. I pass. All right. Come on, 6.
They're in the gate. And they're off. Whose Candy is very quick away from the gate, joined by Elevado. Uncle George is on the far outside. Down at the rail, it's Our Shining Light. And here's Encode now coming right after the front-running Whose Candy. And those two head-and-head past the half-mile pole. Elevado is now in third. Our Shining Light racing in fourth. Then comes really big news. Fire is about 8 or 9 lengths off the lead as they string out. Followed then by Naismith, New York Dream second to last, and Blame George is at the back of the field. They have a quarter of a mile to go, and it's
I mean, the 4 is soft and the 6 up, so we can't be liking this right now. I mean, for sure. Hopefully, the 6 has got more.
George and Our Shining Light is trying to get involved. One from the rail. Final 1/8 of a mile for Whose Candy. Our Shining Light a length back second, and closing the gap a bit. Whose Candy a length and a half. Our Shining Light trying to nail him on the money. Our Shining Light got up.
God.
Whose Candy was second, third to Uncle George. 3-way photo between Naismith, Fire, and really big news.
Oh my God. Well, good single on the 2. Really. I mean, that's a hard knocking horse. Honestly, to do what it did is pretty impressive. We need to send a big who's the jockey on the 4? And we knew this horse was fast, right? And the 4 was what? Bravo. Thank you, Bravo.
Photo finish.
And Bravo softened up the 6. Oh, that's why I'm not betting right now. That's been happening to me for the last 2 days. But, oh my goodness. Wow. I mean, it's racing. It's horse racing, so it's not going to do any good to complain. But that 4 horse just had that speed in there, and that's what the pace number is telling us, that the 4 could hurt the 6 horse, and that's what happened there. All right, I'm just going to take a little bit of a break. I'll be right back. All right. So congratulations to those of you on the 2 horse. And I mean, that That horse had a very small chance of winning based on how maidens come back to win. And this horse just broke its maiden over at Golden Gate Fields and came back. And this horse had broke 11. This is just a really hard knocking horse. Dettori is just an amazing jockey. He really, really is. So we gave him a go. Hey, listen, if you're going to single a horse, that's the way you want to do it. Let's and we gave him hell right there. Okay. So Gulfstream Park race number 9. Let's see what we can come up with here. So we had looked at this race a little bit earlier, and the top pace number is the 2 Living Water, but it's also the lowest SOR. It's 8-1 right now. I'm telling class, pace, and class. What you're looking for in a situation like this is for this 2 horse to have, a 65, maybe even a 63 on the SOR. So what happens in a situation like this? I mean, you can see this horse beat a 52 group easy, and then beat this group going 6 furlongs on a muddy track. And that horse will come back to these classier horses. Look at this horse had a 93 on the pace. 93. Had an 18% win. And this horse came back to win at 49%. But this is not as strong a field. When this horse clears, it's tough. I think what we've proven by looking at Living Water is this horse came back to go gate to wire. This shows you how many horses actually, in fact, need the lead to win. And this is why a lot of really good trainers teach their horses to relax. We saw one yesterday. It was an 8,000 claimer and in the stretch run show. And this 8,000 claimer, the jockey was strangling this horse. I forget which track it was. I think it might have been Golden Gate, was holding this horse. And we're like, this first-time starter. And I don't know if he was trying to teach him a lesson or what, and then made a late run. Well, good trainers will do that in training as well. You don't want this horse to be all out in the beginning. You want the horse to relax early and finish. That's really what you want. And then let its natural talent keep him close to the pace. Really, that's what you're looking for in a horse. But you can see with this horse, it didn't beat the 4 because the 4 had the lead. And this is a pretty decent horse. This horse has been first or second in all 4 tries. So that says that this horse, Living Water, when it gets the lead, is very, very tough. So it beat a horse that just went gate to wire against a 66 group, which is similar to what is in here. So maybe the 2 can go gate to wire. It's 7-1 right now. What was a dead heat? We got a dead heat out of that? No, we did not. Stop it. Dead heat where? What's a dead heat? No. Which race? Oh, you were hoping for a dead heat? Is that what you're saying there? No, it was always the 6 horse. Or the 2 horse, I mean.
The horses are at the gate. It's now post time. Lining up and moving in for race number 9, starting leg of the late pick 3.
I really don't have a
Race
strong
favorite and even
opinion
money,
in here.
Candyman Rocket. Paco's Pico 7-2 and walking forward. No money today for Living Water. He was huge last time.
I know. I would probably lean towards the 3 horse, even off that layoff. That's probably who I would lean towards.
Think about it.
I actually, this is just a hard knocking horse. It's earned $198,000. It's going to be tactical behind the 2. I'd probably lean towards the 3.
All the money on Candyman Rocket. Frank Fletcher Racing Operations. Absolute grid going up and in, all set for the late pick 3. And Good start from between horses for Living Water, who heads off for the early lead. Moving out the rail, New Bomb's going to run with him. These two go quickly early. Candyman Rocket well situated on the flank of these top two, working three better than Paco's Pico. And think about it, out in the center, Absolute Grid is in an uncustomary position. He's last of all early. The opening 16th of a mile went to New Bomb. He puts away Living Water for the time being, with Candyman Rocket moving to him. The quarter was drilled 21-4 from fourth and Paco's Pico. Four better than Think About It. Absolute Grid is last. Around the far turn they go. Here's the Candyman Rocket bidding up boldly now to take on New Bomb. They have 2.5 on Living Water, who tries to re-rally Ralph third. Three better than Paco's Pico. Then it's Absolute Grit. Dropping to last is Think About It. A quarter of a mile left to go. Candyman Rocket comes off the turn with a lead of 2.5 lengths, and he posts a half mile in 44-4. 3/16 to go. Candyman Rocket trying to finish it up. He has the lead by 2.5. Paco's Pico up into second, down the center in Absolute Grit, then Living Water. Final 16th of a mile. An impressive speed here from Candyman Rocket. The Candyman wins by 2.5. Candyman Rocket beats Paco's Pico, then Absolute Grit, and Think About It in 1:10-1.
3-4-7. Very impressive effort by the three, who was always going to win that race, right? And that was off of a layoff as well for Bill Mott, Junior Alvarado. That's 4 wins now in 8 tries. The horse relaxed nicely and, can move up. All right. Second race of Golden Gate Fields. Let's get out there. I think we have a big delay. I think we have a delay. It just feels that way. Who won the first race of Golden Gate Fields? I know we didn't get a chance to watch that race. The 4-horse Reluctant won that race. It was 43%. She was to win the race, 5,000 claimer. In race number 2 here, top pace number. There's really no pace in the race. Dress rehearsal. Let's see the story here. So this horse, EquinEdge long shot, currently 5-2. Why? Form is bad. I mean, this horse is not what it was 7 and 8 races back. It's just not. It's dropping in class, but the GSR or the SOR is telling us that this isn't that much of a drop. Now, the win percentage is saying the horse has a better chance. So this horse hasn't been this kind of percentage since it won barely on January 16th. So maybe this horse is going to run a better race here. Here, horse has been burning money. It's won here. It's 42% today. It goes to a new trainer, Jose Puentes, who's good. He's actually better than that 8% suggests. FCC, Scotty, I'm not sure what FCC is. Probably, I'm just drawing a blank.
In the winner's circle now, the Candyman Rocket.
It's a pretty impressive effort there. So when I look at this horse, Bold Daughter, it looks decent on paper, but it's not beat much, right? And Roger Hansen takes over, but he's 6%, and the horse hasn't beat much, and it's 3-1. Yeah. 2-horse heat-sinking Leda. Now, this horse looks very, very good, the 2. Monty Meyer takes over. This horse looks very good as well. This horse just won at this level. I like the 2, 3, and 4.
And the red light is flashing.
How you would bet this race?
At Golden Gate Fields as the runners have reached the gate for race number 2. A quintet in this race.
I mean, the one's gonna run better than these last 2 races. I think that for sure. So that makes it tough. I'm trying. There's no real advantage in the pace, right? So we're having a hard time seeing that. It's going to be so. Really, the horse that gets the best trip is going to either be the 1 horse on the lead who's got class, or it's going to be the 4 horse pressing. And we could see a 1-4 here. The 2 horse is 6-1 EquinEdge morning line. And this guy really relies on pace, and it's not going to get it this time. So I'd probably lean against the 2. I like the EquinEdge picks, actually. I think the 4 might be able to get it done here over the 3 horses 5-2 on the EquinEdge morning line.
Lions
EquinEdge second
position
pick.
Number 3.
I'm going to take 4 on top over either the 3 or the 1.
2 back. Miracle in Motion coming up.
One could definitely go gate to wire, for sure. Jesse, you like the 5?
Bold Daughter.
There's no pace in this race. That 5 has got no speed. I didn't play it. Is there a carryover, Cindy?
We're ready to go. And
4 broke bad.
Miracle in Motion was off slowly from post position number 4. Dress Rehearsal from the inside is up on the pace, battling in the early stages with Lion's Lair. Bold Daughter into the
5
third
is
spot.
really close
Miracle
to the
in
pace.
Motion
Has that
after the
post
dirty getaway from
position.
the gate
5's
has
in a
been
good
taken
place,
back to
Jesse.
4th now between horses. Heat
You might have a
Seeking
good call
is
here.
The trailer 2.5 lengths behind the front running Lion's Lair, who has her blue blinkers in front. But Bold Daughter's ready to go. Takes the second
1's
spot.
done.
She's traveling pretty well into the 4th turn
1 is
run as they
toast.
quicken the tempo. Dress Rehearsal shuffled back to 3rd, joined by Miracle in Motion from the outside, attempts to get closer, and now Dress Rehearsal has come under a ride, losing position. Heat seeking lead of the trailer as they hit the quarter pole. Lion's Lair is a quarter mile more to get, is still in charge. Bold Daughter on the scene coming on. Miracle in Motion on the outside.
Wow, 1's coming back.
Late. Even
Look at, we talked about how tough this race was, right? Look at this. Crazy. Jesse's rooting for the 5, who's got to give it a go. Listen to the 4 and the 3. Did I call 4-3? 4-3? 4-3. Why aren't I betting?
Over Lion's Lair, Bold Daughter, then Dress Rehearsal, Heat Seeking lead a drop
Oh, I'm
down
sorry,
late.
Jesse. I'm so sorry. Your horse ran huge. 4 horse got the win. Well, I know who's betting with me right now. At least I got Dan. I got Dan and Doug betting with me at least. So otherwise, I might as well leave.
Photo finish.
At 3, 8-1. That's a nice exacta in what appears to be a wide open field on paper. And Doug, thank you, brother. Thank you, Doug. All right, let's get out to Laurel Park. 5's a late scratch, so that helped us a little bit.
Number 4, Miracle in Motion was first. Second, number 3, Lion's Lair. Third, number 5, Bold Daughter. 4th, number 1, Dress Rehearsal. 4-3-5-1.
Race number 9. As far as my opinion goes, there's only 3 horses that are part of this race, and I don't know how good the first-time starters are. They both have good numbers. The 4 horse seems very fast, but has been stopping. Does get a good trainer. So a new trainer via $20,000 claim puts the horse back in for $20,000. Purse is very nice at $29,000. Nice going, Maryland. Look, I would imagine it. To me, it seems like the 5's a bit dead on the board. Maybe the 6 could get away with it, but the connections with the 5 wouldn't get away with it. But this 4 horse just keeps on stopping the last couple of races. Maybe it dueled last time out. It's a tough race. You can't help yourself but want to call something. I probably have to go with the 6 horse, the first time starter. They should back the 6 out because the 6 does not look comfortable in the gate. I will say that the 4 horse has been really good in the gate.
Irish Lace. Reloading.
Am I missing something? Where's the 5? Was the 5 scratched?
And they're off. Willful Desire, there goes Ice Storming. Amalfi Lady racing to the inside. And Irish Laces right up close to the outside is Lunita. Ice Storming leads the way, but just a narrow lead. Ice Storming from Willful Desire. Ice Storming ahead in front from Willful Desire. Irish Lace with speed up there while 3 wide. And caught out widest of them all is Lunita. And Amalfi Ladies in the back. Compact field into the far turn. Round that turn, it's Willful Desire now in front from Irish Lace in second. And Lunita the outside. And Ice Storming settles back 4th position, and Amalfi Lady trailing the field with 3 furlongs left to go. Willful Desire just in front. Willful Desire is trying to kick indeed. Opens just a little bit now. Length and change. Ice Storming with a wide open inside run. Irish Lace and Lunita on the outside. They're followed by Amalfi Lady. Top of the stretch where Willful Desire turns for home. About a 3-length advantage now on Ice Storming in second. It is Willful Desire. Ice Storming clearly second. And inside is Irish Lace trying to hang on a third. And Lunita with a furlong left to go. Willful Desire ridden out in front by some 3 lengths. And here's Ice Storming on the outside. One final try as Willful Desire is in front. Willful Desire to do it. Willful Desire.
4-2. All right, they're coming onto the track. My Scotty spot play is coming up. So I have 2 of them in the next couple of races. Probably. I probably will be staying for that, Bill. They're coming onto the track. The 3 horse is the horse that is my Scotty spot play. So let's take a look at this horse on the track. Currently 5-1. The 1 seems a bit on its toes, to be honest with you. It's 4-1 right now, Rosy Edge. So possibly that could be a horse to try to beat. You can see she's a bit amped up. There's the 2 at 25-1, Feeling Flush for Harris Farms. There's the 3. She looks calm. She looks really good. She's a little bit wet, but in a good way. Not bad. There's the 4, Nearest and Dearest. Looks okay. You can see here, there's your favorite right there, and a bit on her toes as well. Edwin Maldonado aboard for Steve Knapp. It just looks okay to me. 6 is very, very wet, but it's hot. 4-1. Nobody knows what to do here. This is a good opportunity for the 3 horse to win this race at 5-1. There's a 7 who at 25-1 looks really good. Might outrun her odds for David Hoffman's. The 8, Warren Showbiz, Craig Lewis, who's trained for the Warrens for a long time. This is a betting race. This is a betting race for sure. I mean, I'm on the 3 horse. We'll look at it closer. There's the 9 who actually looks okay on the track, and 10 horse looks a little bit amped up from that outside post. So here's my spot play. EE long shot, 9-2 EquinEdge morning line, big GSR jump, and doesn't have much to beat. And that's what it appears like, right? The 10 horse looked terrible on the track. Currently, what, 7-1? And, this was your morning line favorite, was it? Yeah. So, for one of them. And Sugar, but 6 horse, let's look at the 6 horse. It hasn't raced since April. David Hoffman's, the horse looked good on the track. He gets JJ Hernandez to ride. That's a good sign. And finished 3rd of 10 horses. So I would imagine second time out, the workouts they're steady. No gaps. No gaps at all. So the workouts have been good. This horse ran for 50,000. I would imagine that this horse and the 3 could be the 2 horses to beat. For sure. So Frankie Dettori going for back-to-back wins. I'm telling you, he will contend for the jockey's title for sure. He's so good. And probably everybody knows it, but when they see him on a horse, they'll know it as well. Like, he got that 2 horse to win that last race. Got a little bit of luck thanks to the 4. I'm not bitter or anything. Let's see. Here's my notes. Up 9 points in GSR is the 3. Drops in class, big. I don't know what this note on the 10 is. I don't know what that note is. The top win percentage is 24%. So 12-1 on the odds makers morning line, John White's morning line, 9-2 on the EquinEdge morning line, has a really good GSR next to the 5, Sugar. Oh, honey. I don't want a horse that has been at this level, big win percentages, big favorite. You're even money, 44%, and you lose when you're a half a length at the stretch and you lose. No bueno to me. It's one of the contenders in a wide open race. Saddle up Jesse, baby. Let's see the 9. Vegas Dream. Look good on the track, Kev. So this one's burned a lot as well. It seems to me like this is a horse who needs the lead. And so Pratt's going to have this horse on the lead. I have no doubt. The 2 horse Feeling Flush. I think the jockey, if he's, Ricky Gonzalez, who's very aggressive, is going to look at this horse and go, if I'm going to win this race, I have to do it on the lead. So I would imagine, he doesn't have the pace. He doesn't have the EquinEdge pace numbers. So he doesn't know. He might think he's faster than the 9. So he's going to try for the lead. You're going to see a pace duel in here, which is going to set it up for the 3. Nearest and Dearest. Here's another horse that she was a bit amped up, and she's on the inside, and she might try to go to the lead as well. So you could see some speed. Alex Girl, this horse is probably going to relax, be sitting in actually a really good spot. If the 10, the problem when you look at the 6 and 10, based on the pace anyways, the 10 could be right outside the 6, making it uncomfortable. And the 3 is going to be saving ground on the inside. And then honestly, then the 5 horse is going to get a perfect trip in this race. But do you trust the 5? The 1 horse Rosie's Edge, this horse looked on edge, looked really amped up, been off since September. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if this horse shows way more speed. I don't like the 1. The 3 is going to get a really good trip if good enough.
On
They're coming onto the track. I have a spot play in race number 10, your big favorite right now, the 5, at Gulfstream Park. All right. You can never win or lose if you don't run the race. That was really spiritual, Bill, and very deep. Pratt having a very tough time, Doug, for sure. All right, so my spot play, EE long shot. Saddle up, Jesse. Loading up into the gate. There she is. I think it's her in the 6. Let's see what happens.
Vegas Dream. Nearest and Dearest.
Saddle up, baby. Jesse.
Sapadilla to the outside.
Oh,
Going
honey, honey. Get a good break, girl. Come on. You got this.
And they're off. Very even start. Vegas Dream.
No problem with that break.
Sugar has some early speed. In between them, Justin's Lady has emerged.
I told you that one was going to show more speed today. I just knew it. It was so amped up.
And Rosie Edge is coming through at the rail, taking third. Sugar now in mid-pack. Inside Alex's Girl, about 5 off the lead. Saddle Up Jesse, Nearest and Dearest is 4 wide. The 2 trailers feeling flush. And Warren Showbiz is at the back. 3 furlongs out. Vegas Dream to catch. Leads it by a length to Sapadilla in second. It's 3 more to Nearest and Dearest, making steady headway, taking third. Down at the rail, Rosie Edge. Justin's Lady is losing ground. Sugar moving up far outside. Alex's Girl is 8 lengths off the lead.
Come on, girl.
Is just
one time for us.
Blue Silks.
One time.
Out for the drive. They turn for
one time, girl. One time.
Scramble for the money.
One time.
Rosie Edge splitting horses. Trying to get involved and on the outside, Saddle Up.
Jesse, get up, girl.
Stoutly, Sapadilla has the lead.
Get up, girl.
Sapadilla, Rosie Edge.
Come on, Rosie.
Nearest and Dearest in the finishing best of all. And Nearest and Dearest scores in a driving finish. Tight photo between Rosie Edge and Sapadilla. Then it was Saddle Up Jesse, 5th between Warren Showbiz and Sugar.
No, I mean, she had no excuses. She really didn't. She had a pretty good trip. No excuses. She ran a nice race.
Number 4, Nearest and Dearest was first. It's a photo for second.
I mean, top of the stretch, I think we all agreed she was going to win the race, but she got tired. Ah, man, oh man. Okay, Gulfstream Park race number. Yeah, I would agree back. It did. You're right, Justin. I mean, she did shuffle back a bit. But, all right, Gulfstream Park race number 10, my spot play. 3 for 3 at the, I've been wanting to see this horse run. Hoping him, 3 for 3 going 5 furlongs on the synthetic. I honestly believe this is probably, I don't know this for sure, probably one of the fastest horses on the grounds. 3 straight easy wins at these conditions. I just think, and I think this is an easier race than what the last race was, for sure.
Finishing second, number 1, Rosie Edge. Third, 10, Sapadilla.
All right. Saddle Up Jesse ran a good race. All right. So what are you doing here? I do think this horse is a single. I like to take class horses in situations like this. So if you sort the class, you would maybe take a horse like try something like this. The 5 on top of the 3, 4, 10. 3, 4, 10. And you got the EquinEdge long shot as well. You can do a trifecta, 5 on top of 3, 4, 7, 10 with 3, 4, 7, 10. Could do that. I don't like this 11. 4 to 5 right now on the 5. Hoping him. But this is a fast horse. Yeah, this is a really fast horse. By the way, we'll be back for the Coast to Coast tomorrow. This is the second leg of the Coast to Coast, right? So this is tomorrow. And we're starting, it's 3:59. I think the show is going to start at 2:45. Yep, 2:45. Thank you, Brian. And then can you pull up today's banner for the Coast to Coast, Brian? Yeah. No, today's, not tomorrow's. I believe that's tomorrow's, isn't it? Was that today's? Yeah. Okay, so that is today's. And yeah, it was race 3. Okay, race 9. So that was the, how did I miss that? So Candyman Rocket. And then race number 11, we're switching, and then 6 and 8. Yeah, my bad. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. That's me. All right, so this horse here is just super fast and does it easy. Doesn't even look like the horse is trying. So, I fully expect this horse to go 4 for 4, going 5 furlongs in synthetic, and couldn't be happier for the trainer as well. So Barry Croft doesn't have a lot of them, 8%. But yeah, razor sharp. There's something about this 3 horse that I like maybe to come in second for the Exacta. 10's going to get a good trip, no doubt about it. 3 can come finishing on. And the 7, believe it or not, if it doesn't try for the win and it just understands it's not going to win, 7 can get actually a really good trip, maybe even sitting in like second or third, not trying too hard. So I probably wouldn't leave out the 7. I think it's 5 over 3, 4, 7, 10.
For Barry Croft.
I wish I could cut it down a little bit closer, but if I only had one of those horses, I think I would take Nick's Bro. What's up, bro? All right. You're about this horse is a freak.
And we'll complete the line.
I don't think it's a stakes horse, but this horse is super fast. It reminds me of a couple of horses that we've seen that we saw up north at Golden Gate Fields. I'm just drawing a blank on the name. Jeff Bondi trained one of them for sure. Jeff's a friend of mine.
Toretto.
And
to take the outside gate.
Watch this horse. It's so super, super impressive.
They're in the gate. And they're off. Hoping him. Blitzes out of the gate.
Stupid.
It opens 2.5 before they knew what happened.
That's so crazy.
On the
this
inside,
horse.
that's Big Daddy Dave rushing to catch up with Bella Future. Out in the center, Regimental Command. And up on the far outside, it's Toretto. But the quick first gear of Hoping Him has him.
Watch, you'll see 21 flat. Probably. That's how fast this horse is. And if you see anywhere in 22, then you know that this horse is going to be win by 5. 21 flat. Holy hell. Look, it doesn't even look like the horse is sweating right now.
Hoping Him is first, and he's rolling 21 seconds flat for the opening quarter. Hope.
Come on, bro. Get second. Give me the 3 for second. Come on, bro.
Second, trying to wind it up from the back is Field of
Nick's bro. Get up.
Jose Ortiz and Hope and him. They've never looked like a loser. This is going to be an impressive running time. Let's see what it'll be. He's racing against the clock. Hope and him in an absolute jog. She won by 6 in the end. Midnight Hurricane
3,
was
4,
second,
10, I
closer
think.
for third.
I told you. 55 and 5. The horse was.
He just broke the track record by almost 2 fifths.
In hand. In hand. I told you this horse is a freak. You got even money. The only reason I knew is because I watched all 3 of those races going 5. That's 4 straight races, 5 furlongs in the synthetic. The horse is an absolute. Look at this horse. He's betting the horse before the wire. That is awesome. Congratulations, Barry Croft. Really, that's awesome. It looks like the 6 or 10 for third. 6 might have actually got it on the inside. Wow. Look at that. That's all. That's an awesome video right there. Take a clip of that and put that on Twitter. Look at that. Love it. Fantastic. That was so good. I told you guys, the horse is a freak. What would you do with him? What would you do with this horse? Did you see the way that horse broke out of the gate? Did you see that? Look at this. It's a jump. And the horse is already 2 lengths in front. It's honestly unbelievable. 21. It looked like the horse was going 23 and the horse was going 21. So sick. Look, they're all smiling because they know they saw something pretty impressive, you know? Yeah. Very impressive. Sell him ASAP. You're right, Linda. I do too. I do too, Daniel. That was great. That was great. Oh, that's Jose Ortiz. Where would you put this horse next? 5 furlongs in synthetic again? What kind of race you got? I would love to see this horse in the dirt. Is it just it's just in such great form right now? Or is it synthetic this horse loves? Like I can't believe it would only like 5 furlongs in synthetic. But that's all this horse has run the last 4 races. The trainer.
Go back and watch this replay. Number 5, Hope and him first in track record time. Number 4, Midnight Hurricane was second. Number 6, Bella Future third. Number 10, Feel the Beat fourth. Number 3, Nick's Bro finished 5th. Only 2 steps out of the gate, you could tell Hope and him had his mind on business, and boy did he shatters the track record.
In hand. He could have gone 3 lengths faster. Nice, Jesse. Nice. The GSR says better on dirt, Kevin? That was. Thank you, Aaron, very much. Thank you, brother. It's just that was fun. That was fun. That made my day. That really did. I would leave this right now, but I just think we need to just look at this horse for a little bit. I mean, that was so impressive. Look at Jose. I would imagine Barry Croft is too afraid to do anything other than 5 furlongs on the synthetic. Seriously. He's probably too afraid. Yeah, he doesn't want to ruin anything. Look at that. Look at everybody. You don't see that at Gulfstream Park very often, folks, where everyone's around the winner circle like that. You don't see that. This is not some special day. No, they're all looking at that for a reason.
Double for Jose Ortiz, Hope and him, a 4-year-old bay gelding by Shitu out of Satan's Mistress by Song and a Prayer. Bred in Florida by Michael Frank, Hope and him stops the timer 55 and 5/100ths of a second. We did have a track record set earlier of 55 and 39/100 seconds. That goes down just races later as Hope and him is now the new track record holder at 5 furlongs
55 and 5 100 and he did it with something in reserve.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, that's for sure, Doug.
Final race up next, third leg of the first racing coast to coast.
All right, well, that was
got 6 and 9, a field of
super
9.
fun to watch
When
that
play
with you guys.
shows,
I'm glad we got a chance to
super
experience that
effective,
together.
super-
And let's get out to Golden Gate Fields, Matt Dinnerman for race number 3.
One back, Clubhouse Wave to round out the field. Clubhouse Wave coming up. Working with Clubhouse Wave to complete the line. She's it. We're ready to go. They're backing out Zakaya.
You know what's amazing
the
too
favorite,
is
who was
that
a little
we got
bit
even
stirred up
money
in the gate.
on her. Even money
Going to try to
for him.
reload her Zakaya. She's 6 to 5 right now.
on hope on him.
And reload.
Even money.
We're ready. And we're off, and Zakaya missed the brakes. Zakaya
3 horse missed
slowly.
the
Taika
break.
Waits, you had to check right after the start. Daddy's Nina on the pace. There goes Zakaya, though, in the clear, getting to the front. And Zakaya, after breaking last, had to use some energy, but she's up on the pace and has a clear lead. Daddy's Nina in second down on the inside. Zakaya trying to get over on the inside.
5
to clear
horses
off,
extremely
get towards the
ranked.
rail.
Clubhouse Wave.
between
On
horses
paper, the
is
horse
key.
looked wide
Pete's
open, but the
Inferno
2 horse.
Daddy's Nina inside of that pair. Clubhouse Wave in a tight spot.
See,
Around
the
forward
2
turn,
horse is a
Taika
bit
Waits,
one
you
pace. They
shuffle to
can't
the
really
back,
afford to
but she's
keep
only
on
about
checking
3
up.
lengths behind. Around
6
the
is getting a
forward
good
turn,
trip. 5 horses had
Zakaya
issues
still
the
in
entire
front.
time.
Pete's Inferno. There
You
on
know,
the
if you were the
outside
jockey
in
in the 2,
gate,
would
she's
you
going
just sit
pretty
behind
well
the 5 or would you go to the
pole.
outside?
And
There you
Clubhouse
go. He's
Wave
just going to go to the
looks loaded.
outside.
She's still on a
That's
hold
what I
waiting
would have
for
done,
racing
but
room.
will it
Taika
be
Waits,
too late?
tries to get outside for the top of the lane run, and Daddy's Nina is next. Down the lane, and Zakaya, she is in trouble. Pete's Inferno. Clubhouse Wave
And the
finds
5 horse
the
that's
scene.
had
It just
all the
comes
issues is going to win
barreling
this
towards
race.
the
And the
lead
2 horse
here, and
leveled
Clubhouse
out.
Wave is taking
And
over.
it's going to be
Daddy's
5-1-6
Nina
in
moving
this
with her.
race.
She's run a very game race today. Clubhouse Wave, Daddy's Nina to the line, and Clubhouse Wave got it. Clubhouse Wave just narrowly over Daddy's
Just had the
Nina.
momentum. Amazing, though. I mean, that horse was ranked the entire time. Let's take a look. So Clubhouse Wave. We had looked at this race and thought this race was rough. 3 horse broke bad and then rushed up. But this horse had burned some money. This wasn't one we were going to trust at all. Sandy to pick 6? Sure, we can do that. No problem. No problemo. All right, so how are my spot plays doing? Saddle Up Jesse ran a really credible 4th place. Golden Spa won the race. Adeline Julia won the race. Olivia G lost by a nose. This horse, Chop Chop, I think this for Brad Cox, I think Chop Chop, this horse here, is going to be a really, really nice horse. So first start of the year for this 3-year-old filly. She seems to have a really bright future, expecting a big effort out of her. I don't even think these are in the same league as her. The other Brad Cox horse has a 39% to win, but no matter. I really don't think so. I don't know what happened here in the Breeders' Cup filly. She obviously had a lot of issues. She was a step slow here in Keeneland in the Alcibiades, the Alcibiad, and broke 13th of 14 horses. You can't do that at Keeneland, and ends up barely losing that race. So this is a very nice horse. I think that what Brad Cox has done is freshen her up, and I don't think there's any really big races right now. So he's like, okay, you know what? Let me get one in her. She's after this race, she wins. I'm imagining she wins this easy, and then she goes on to something special. Now, listen, that's my picture in my mind. That's what it is. I'm trying to get in Brad Cox's head. I could be completely wrong, but I think she's the real deal. And I remember this race too, the Alcibiad, because I had her to win. I think she's a really nice horse. That's what I think. Let's look at this race real quickly. I remember I was so bummed out because this horse lost. Yep. Remember Wonder Wheel? Yep. And then Wonder Wheel, what did Wonder Wheel come back to do? Oh, win the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Filly by 3 lengths. And Chop Chop was second and had beaten Wonder Wheel. Chop Chop, okay, it's starting to come to me now. On Chop Chop, wasn't Rosario aboard? I remember really, yep, there we go. Criticizing Rosario for that ride. And I would be shocked that they put Rosario on. Yeah, see, it's, yeah, no. He just killed this horse. It's weird. You know, I say this all the time. And you know what? I get on my own nerves sometimes when I criticize jockeys. But to my credit, I don't criticize them too often. I'm pretty good about it. Rosario is the worst, best jockey I've ever seen. I think he earned like 30 million in purse earnings last year. I didn't win one time with the guy. Like, so he clearly knows how to ride, but I don't know. But I remember being all over this horse in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Filly. All over it. By the way, do you guys remember? I was worried about it. Going into the Breeders' Cup 2 days, I was really worried how the numbers would do. The numbers were great both days, especially the first day on Friday in Breeders' Cup. All the metrics from the win percentages to the EquinEdge picks crushed it, even on all those foreign horses. I was really, really worried about that because don't forget, we don't get foreign data. We have a little bit of data on some of these horses, but we don't fully get them. So it's just amazing what these algorithms are able to do. And don't forget, they're called learning machines because they learn and they get better. It's pretty neat. But anyways, this Ali's look shouldn't even be on the same planet with Chop Chop. So I imagine you're going to see this horse run a good race. I think this horse needed a reset, and I'm sure Brad Cox gave it to her. She's a very, very talented horse. Yeah, he is, James. You're right. Could get 2,000 on Chop Chop. Good point. Okay. We were going to do a pick 6 over at Santa Anita. By the way, big shout out to Tyler and Andrew over at Santa Anita. Appreciate all your support of EquinEdge, and they've been great too. So big shout out to them and to my team as well. To all my team, appreciate you guys, all the hard work that you guys do to bring this stuff, to bring these shows. Appreciate all of you. And we're looking at the pick 6 right now at Santa Anita. They're coming onto the track, I believe, right? There's the one. You know, let's look at them real quickly just to see what they look like. Sometimes there's a tell, sometimes there's not. Sometimes a horse stands out. I've had that happen to me before, where a horse just stood out, especially at Del Mar when I was doing the simulcast over at Del Mar a couple years ago. And I would see some horses in the paddock, and they just stood out from the rest of them. There's the 4, 21-1. Certainly makes a nice appearance. You know what I find too, and this 5 looks fantastic. When some of remember the Eddington? When all the horses are looking good, you know you've probably got a wide open race. And when the favorite is the 7 horse coming up right here is 3-1. Tis Lightning, Umberto Rispoli. You know you've probably got a wide open race. Looks okay, honestly. Not that great. 8 doesn't look great at all to me. Not that I'm some sort of aficionado, but I think over the years my eye has gotten better. The 9 horse, Horn of Plenty. Ricardo Ramirez is aboard for Jesus Uranga, who used to train for me over at Los Alamitos, and he is a fantastic trainer. There's the 10 horse Box of Chocolates. Giovanni Franco is aboard. for Oscar Heredia. And Cat Bernay, 11 at 20-1 on the outside. All right, that's the field here for the 5th race at Santa Anita Park. Pick 6, win percentage here. It looked wide open on these horses. Nobody really looked that good. The 7-horse Tiz Lightning, this horse is 9%. It really didn't look that good on the track, honestly. You know, if you really want to ever make big money, then you have to take a chance and maybe throw out a horse like that. It's a low win percentage. It's not in the EquinEdge picks. I didn't see anything great about it. This horse, the 6 horse, is 9-2. These horses, though, are always 9-2. You know what I mean? Like they just never really seem to get there. It was 37%. It barely got there, going around the hook over at Los Alamitos at night. Prior to that, it raced at this same level and 13%. 13% got a 3rd place finish going 5.5 furlongs. And but I think it's going to be better at 5.5 furlongs. I think the longer, so I'd probably get rid of a horse like that. The Eight's the top EquinEdge pick. I don't know how it does it, but in a tough race, it does. This horse is dropping big in class. You can see 58.64 down to a 56. That was a really rough group last time out. Was 9-1. Certainly the 1 horse can run a good race, but it's a 7-year-old. I mean, if you used an all in here, I wouldn't even blame you. Race number 9, David, at Fairgrounds. If we can get to it, we'll get to it. I haven't looked at it, David. I want to get in this pick 6 at Santa Anita first, but if we can get to it, we'll get to it, okay? So I'd probably do that. Royce C. Is that a Baffert horse? No, it's Peter Miller horse. That's right. I knew it was familiar. No speed whatsoever in this race. This horse, 44 group, has no speed. There's no speed in the race. Bill Spar, jockey trainer combination.
Zoe and Jess here at the starting gate. Nothing major to report. Everybody's warmed up very well. We're going to talk about a couple in here, and we'll start off with Midnight Special in here. The only thing I really took from this nap trainee is that this one is huge.
Yeah, that's what I noticed too. I thought she actually looked really well here. And that's the main reason why I kind of got talked on her, is she looked so good in the warm up in the walking ring. She was a little bit quiet, but nothing to be really shocked at there. A lot of these have warmed up really quietly.
And I like the fact that Tiago sees fit to ride her back. She was beaten 4.5 lengths last time out and drops in for a tag today for trainer Steve Knapp, who's had a lot of runners this weekend. The 9 caught my eye in the post parade and actually warming up as well. That is Horn Aplenty. He looks sharp. He looks alert. He looks very, very proud in here. What can I take from the races at Los Al for horses coming over here? What have you seen?
That's what I was going to say, is most of the good races this horse has ran is at Los Al. So it's a little bit different transferring to this track. Some of the reasons why are it's just a lighter track to run on. And I think this horse is naturally stable at Los Alamitos. So he knows the race course. He knows how they go there. So it's a little bit different shipping into here. But he's raced here before, and nice long shot.
I don't think he has raced here before. Has he? Yes, he has. Okay. 9, 2 wins and 9 starts. I think he looks terrific out here. The sun has come out. Some of these are getting just a little bit warm, but I do like Corner Plenty as these guys are coming up to the starting gate for this upcoming 5th race.
All right, that's the ticket. So I'm going to recommend singling the one horse here, King of Plenty, 28%, because this is such a wide open race. Like, the chances of this thing hitting is probably 5%, just so you know. If it does hit, could it pay good? It could. Is it worth playing? It just depends on whether you have the money or not. But I don't love this ticket, okay? But I don't have a lot of time to work on it. So, David, I did the best I could on this.
Loading in the gate for the 5th. It's post time. Rainbow's 6 pool has more than doubled from the carryover of 116,000. Cap Bernay will be the last one to load. They're in the gate, and they're off. Cabernet very quick. Tis Lightning has plenty of speed too. These two clear off with Midnight Special third, racing on the outside of El Diablo Rojo. Then King of Speed, 6 lengths off the leader. Horn of Plenty is next, followed by River Tiber, Big Bad Gary, Golden Images outside of that pair, and a gap of 5, Box of Chocolates the distant trailer. They move into the far turn with Tis Lightning on the inside, Cabernet right there second, El Diablo Rojo a threatening third. Then Midnight Special fourth as El Diablo Rojo is looking for room down at the rail and trying to slip through a very narrow opening, approaching the quarter pole. Just behind them, Horn of Plenty is joining the fray. About 3 lengths off the lead in the blue on the outside. They're at the top of the stretch. Tis Lightning. El Diablo Rojo came outside of him. Center of the track. Horn of Plenty continues to finish strongly. And he's up, posing a major threat with a 16th of a mile to come. El Diablo Rojo. Horn of Plenty on the outside goes right on by. And it's Horn of Plenty to win it going away.
9, 6,
El Diablo Rojo second. Box of Chocolates came from
It looked like
last
that kind of race,
to nab
but 9
third
horse
in front of
gets the
Midnight
win.
Special and Tis Lightning.
It was one of the original horses there. That's the EquinEdge long shot getting the win there. King of Speed, no excuses, one paced, dropped in class, didn't run a lick. No excuses. Yeah, it was. All right, I'm glad you guys got that. It is? Oh, Jesus got that. Good for Jesus. I couldn't be happier for him. I couldn't be happier for him. Good for him. He's such a good guy. Very responsive. Call you back right away. No, exactly. Those are good to look at. Wow, what the heck happened? Fairgrounds 9. I think you guys were looking at that. When's my next spot play? Fairgrounds 12. Okay. They've done well today. I'm happy with it. Anyways, we got to get to Gulfstream. I don't really see anything here that I love. This horse won good, breaking its maiden. I lean against horses like this that are in the stretch like this, and then they lose ground. I don't know what their upside is. This horse barely got up against a weaker group of horses. I would, from the 10 hole to run like this over at Churchill was probably a good effort. I would probably have to agree. I think the 3 horse, the top EquinEdge pick is probably the horse. Yeah. And the breeding on this horse seems to be pretty good, decent anyways. And the longer it looks like, the better. So maybe the EquinEdge long shot, Silver Heist could get second. So I would have to say 3-1. All right, good luck over there. All right, Gulfstream Park. 9 horse paid $20.40. So congratulations if you had that. The 6 horse got second, 10 third. The 1 really didn't have any excuses. It was looking for a little bit of room, but it wasn't good enough. It was never going to get there. So this is one of those ones, Aaron, that you are talking about. First of all, the top win percentage is only 20%. Okay, this is the third leg of the I want to say golden hour, but third leg of the coast to coast. And what I see is a wide open race. Do you know, I already looked at this race for 10 minutes and bored you guys staring there, probably watching my forehead. Oh, I agree with you. And by the way, Aaron, that's a fair comment for sure. There's no way we could have that horse if we didn't see some of that stuff, like the EquinEdge long shot and things like that. I was going to say, but I told some of you to eliminate the 11, but we're out anyways because of the 6 loss. But I will say this. I didn't necessarily love this horse, and the reason I didn't was because it seems to need the lead for its best, so that's why. And it's not getting the lead because the 1's going to have the lead. So that's the only reason. But it's going to sit a really good trip, even from that post, because it's got class and it's the second top pace number. The 4 is going to go as well. I was going to say, in some of these wide open races like this, it seems like the EquinEdge long shot wins a lot of times. I'll say that. But the 1 horse saves all the ground from the inside post and, you know, is going to be going. This is such a crazy race. I would love to throw you guys on something that I love to love horses in races like this, but I just don't. And I looked at this already for a long time. But what about the EquinEdge top pick? It's not only the top pick, it's 3-1 on the EquinEdge morning line. By the way, too,
the
Bright Devil, the 11, is 1 for 1 against the 60 SOR group, which is the highest. The 10 horse has 3 wins and 11 tries against the 60 group. And low win percentage connections, but the 10 is interesting long shot.
9-2.
If I'm giving you long shots right now, clearly, well, for me, the long shots, it would be 2, 7, 10, 11.
Tomorrow here in South Florida with
box 2, 7, 10, 11.
First time of 12-10, less than a week away now from the 2023 Pegasus World Cup.
I'm going to defend my title. Hopefully win that thing. Racing.
Runners away. Good start in between horses for Durskill, who heads off for the
There's the 11 horse, huh?
Look at that. Not far away.
Not going to go wide, going to sit.
Bright Devil working out
the horse is very
Bright
ranked.
Devil striding forward as they pass the finish line the first time.
9-2. This horse just got bet late. The rail's not out.
East and Doobie. Length and a half to Cadet Corps, who's together with the North Remembers. And
2 horse certainly deserves a look.
The run around the first turn, Jose Ortiz.
23 flat. Look at Jose. He's trying to control this horse, believe me. He's trying.
Is now second. Gospel Way is third. Ultimate
he would need to slow this down to about 48, and I don't think he's done that. He's looking more like 46 and a half, 47 right now, from what I can see.
Ahead of the North Remembers. He's a length and a half in front of Cadet Corps and Benelux.
45 and 4.
The opening quarter was 23 seconds. Ortiz let the leader roll in the second quarter as Bright Devil carved a 45 and 4 half mile.
Now he's letting him go.
He's on top by
going on shit.
Durskill second, Gospel Way third, Ultimate Irony now fourth. Up to the outside.
Here comes the 2. The 7 horse is loaded. I'll tell you that right now, if he can get through. And here comes the 3.
Starting to get underway. He's going to follow quiet.
7's got horse. 11's toast. They're going to just swallow this up. 7's got a wall of traffic, though. A wall. EquinEdge second pick would be top pick would be amazing. It's going to be 2 and 3, huh? Oh, here's the 5. 2, 3, and 5 between them. The jockey on the 7 just killed this horse.
Charging hard under Edgard's eyes,
and then you get the favorite after all that.
He's second behind Cadet Corps, who's in front.
I cannot begin to tell you how the jockey on the 7
up for fourth was Gospel Way.
Killed that 7. Who was that? Oh, what a surprise. Wow. We won't see him on that horse next time out. I can't begin to tell you. When he first came to Gulfstream Park, he was hitting at like 30%. And now at 13%, I'm telling you, it tells you everything. All right. A low boom. That's okay. If you got a boom, you did good. All right. What do we have coming up? We've got Golden Gate Fields, and then I'm just going to take like 3-4 minutes. All right. So let's do Golden Gate race number 4 since we can. All right, so the first thing I see is 2 horses on the lead. And the good news here is that the 2 can rate. Chieftain's Lady from the inside is going to send. And this horse barely hung on to beat a 50 group. And 8% to win. So here's the thing. The 2 horse needs to be near the pace from what I can see. But it doesn't have to have the lead. So it's going to be at the mercy of how fast the 1 decides to go. So if the jockey on the 2 is smart and he's good, he won't push this horse. Sit a good trip. The next horse in line will be the 5. So the 5 will sit a good trip. And the 5 can rate, but likes to be on the lead. But the 5 completely fits in this race. And going to need a really patient ride from Rivera. And I don't know if Rivera is going to do that. He's only 13%, so we're not sure. So he could get up there and try to be part of this pace, which would be suicide. Then you have a horse that's 6-1 in the EquinEdge morning line. And this horse's style is to be, near the lead. This horse really hasn't done anything. It's the EquinEdge long shot. You would have to literally just have trust in the EquinEdge long shot because it's 6-1. It's 21-1. On paper, it wouldn't be a horse that I would like. This horse, certainly could get the trip. Catalina Martinez has been doing it a long time, and he's very reliable. Only at 13% because he really doesn't get great mounts, but he'll always give a horse a ride. But the race will have to break down for this horse to win. And so I would imagine that I don't think the 2 horse has any issues here winning this race. So I would probably have to go with the 2, unfortunately. I'll try to find you guys an Exacta.
And the red light is now flashing on the starting gate at Golden Gate Fields. The runners have made their way towards the gate for race number 4 to kick off the pick 6.
For me, this is your second place horse. I don't think this jockey will be near the pace. I think he'll sit back. Tamayo's a good trainer, so I think the EquinEdge picks have got it right. So I'm envisioning the 1 and 2 kind of going. The 5 horse. I think the 5 horse is going to try to be near the pace. I think the 3 horse, believe it or not, could be third. I actually like the EquinEdge picks in order. 2, 6, 3.
Daughter have both loaded into their post positions, their gates Focus
So expect the
first,
1 to
post
go,
Position 3 next.
and
step.
hopefully the 2 won't
Here
go
comes
too
Miss
fast early
Everready
on.
walking up to the gate. Miss Everready's it. Harbor Abbey, post position 5, and Miss Flawless to round out the field. We're ready to go. And we're off. Uneventful start. Cowboys' daughter sent hard for speed, shown some rain to get to the front. She's got the lead. Chieftain's Lady and Harbor Abbey concede the lead, 2nd and 3rd. So it's the favorite.
Honestly,
Cowboys'
a really
daughter with
bold
no
move
excuses
by
in
the
first
jockey on the
quarter
2.
mile anyway. Strides a length
I
and a
mean,
half
because
clear of Chieftain's
he had to
Lady in
really
second,
ask the
Harbor Abbey
horse,
right behind in
and the
third.
jockey on the 1,
Focus first
luckily
down
for the
inside.
2,
She's 2.5
what if the
clear
jockey
of
on the
Miss
1 said,
Everready.
no, I'm
And
at
the
all
gray mare,
costs going to
Miss
go to the
Flawless,
lead?
a
What
little
if it
bit
did that?
sluggish in the first
Then the 2 would be
furlong.
screwed.
Jockey Alexander Chavez had
I
to
hate that
shake the
move,
reins
honestly.
at her a little bit to pick it up, and she now has, but she's still trailing. And
24
she's
and
6 lengths
2.
off the pace. Down the back stretch,
It's not
Cowboys'
terribly
daughter,
fast. The horse looks in
3 to 5
hands.
favorite, hits the 5 furlong marker, a length and a half clear of 2nd place horse Chieftain's Lady, and 3rd Harbor Abbey. Focus first, next, and 4th, and Miss Flawless is down on the inside. She's keen now. A joint 4th, Miss Everready in the 3 path, and 3 runners line up a joint 4th at the back.
I mean, I hate that the jockey on the
Cowboys'
6 horse
daughter
is strangling the
still loose
6,
up top.
honestly. Like,
Cowboys' daughter
what's holding you
into the
back from being a
turn,
length behind the
maintains
2
lead of a
instead of
length and
4
a
lengths
half.
behind the 2?
Chieftain's Lady under pressure to keep up with Harbor Abbey. Miss Flawless saving ground around the far turn. She's 4th. Miss Everready alongside. Focus first. Drops to the back under pressure. And now Catalina Martinez gets to work on Miss Everready.
And the 6 is going to beat this too, because the jockey on the 2 was super aggressive.
Cowboys' daughter still going strong. Miss Flawless tipping outside, coming with a run. Chieftain's Lady 3rd, can't keep up.
I hope not.
Outside, Miss
All right,
Everready
we're gonna
grinding
hang in
away,
there.
but Cowboys'
Come on, 6, stay up for a
stepping
second.
up the challenges.
Don't stop.
Cowboys' daughter opens
Don't
up
stop.
by
No,
2.5.
poor guy.
Miss Everready into 2nd, but that's the best she'll do. Cowboys' daughter goes gate to wire.
2,
Miss Everready 2nd.
4,
Miss
1, and
3rd,
6 for
just ahead
3rd.
of Chieftain's Lady.
2 gets the win. I mean, you got the win, but I just don't understand why you had to rush that horse to the lead like that. But it worked. It doesn't matter. And he's 23%, so he probably knows better than me. But the only concern I have with a move like that is, and you have a 5% jockey here, okay? A bug. The bug's job at all costs is to go all out from the very beginning, for sure, no matter what. And if he had done his job, the bug, then the 2 doesn't win that race. The 6 wins that race probably. But you can't fully count on jockeys all the time. They're pretty darn good most of the time. Okay, Santa Anita race number 6. I'll be right back. All right. Thank you, Brian. God, I love Fireball. I don't have any in the house right now, but I do love Fireball. Thank you, everybody, for joining today. We've got, we'll probably stay till race number 8. We'll see. We'll see how we're doing, how the energy in the show is, but really appreciate you joining. And I love it when you guys are in the chat and you guys are doing your thing. It's a lot of fun. But I recognize too that has to come natural. This is the 4th leg of the coast to coast. It is a pick 5, so we're going to do that. Let's see here. If you hear music, I didn't go. I just went to go get some crackers just to fill me up a little bit. I didn't sleep any last night. Don't mind my eating. I'm sorry. So you can clearly see this is a tough race. Top win percentage is 26%, and it has no speed. Top EquinEdge pick. But Jeff Mullins Jr. is taking over on the cutback. I don't know. From what I've seen the last couple of days, I don't know that I would trust this horse. So so one of the things you can do is Kimura jumps off the 10. And it's not like Mike McCarthy's going to put Cedillo aboard when the jockey trainer combination is 13%, right? And then the jockey trainer combination with Sadler and Kimura is not that great either. And this horse has burned money and broke perfectly and had perfect trips. I don't know that I'm ready to throw this horse out. I don't really love Justifies on the turf. I'm seeing a lot of it, but I think I like the horses that the system is using. Yeah. 1, 6, and 7. $135 pick 5. Clearly, I've already done this work, so there's nothing else to really add to it. I don't know. Did I really put Warren's Candy Girl in there? No. This horse is single. No. I don't know what that is. I don't know why that showed up like that. How much time we have?
One, Tim's Tribute. Now, you and I both know that Emily Engelwood can horseback. She breaks colts out there for Ryan Hansen down in Whittier Narrows. What have you seen from Emily on Tim's Tribute out here?
Yeah, she definitely is not worried at all. He is a bit of a green horse. I saw him in the saddling area, and definitely green. I think Jim Cassidy also commented on how green he is. But Emily just had her feet kicked out and seemed calm as a cucumber. So that's what us women do sometimes.
That's right. She's definitely not worried. If you have any worries about Emily being just a little bit afraid, don't be. She has got everything under control with the one Tim's Tribute out here. Let's move on. And
this is the ticket I would do. I take the first two, first time starters, both of them, the 1 and the 6. I'm sorry, the
a morning glory. How's
7
your
in the
training
6,
for doing
and then
that
use the 1.
Yeah, well, you've lost a lot of money, and I've lost a race.
Maybe the
on it,
EquinEdge
so
long
we have
shot
something
is
combined in
worth
there.
putting
But,
in there.
George
But this
Papagenko
horse has
said
burned a lot of
that
money.
he gets a little bit warm in the saddling area.
This is also
in
a
the
Mullins
warm-up,
horse.
And he actually looked really good in the saddling area, so he was really happy about that. But he does look a little warm and anxious out here on the track, so I would just keep an eye on him going into the gate.
If I was riding him, and I'm not, he seems to be like a horse who may do his best running being held up behind horses. Which
Maybe
is
throw the
perfect
long
on
shot
turf
now.
course. Maybe try and cheat him a little bit.
That's exactly what Richard Mandela had me do the day I rode him, actually. He wanted me to sit behind horses and try to trick him a little bit, just like you said. So we'll see. I think stretching out to a mile again, he might just have that natural speed, so we'll see.
I thought about making this 10-horse Nolo Contesto a spot play. And even from that post, the horse will probably have the lead, but the 1 is very fast and has the inside post.
He's been
And
a long layoff, so
the problem is with the 10.
Horse is ready to load prior to race.
Yeah, the 10's a big player. I think you probably have the race covered here with these 3 horses. So I'm going to recommend this ticket right here. This is the Big 5. Thank you, Doug. I thought it was great. I was really happy with today's show.
Post time for race 6.
Are you played them? All right. 2, 4, or 8. Good luck, you guys. Let's get by this. Let's get a little bit of racing luck.
Last few to go in. Lottery Pick and Big Flint. They're in the gate. And they're off. The key is Unity, broke inward. Here's Devil Moon emerging with the lead. On the far outside, Big Flint moves into second pretty easily. Mitad del Mundo is in third, followed at the rail by Lottery Pick, who now is a joint third into the first turn. That group is followed by Attenzione racing on the outside of Roy C. And a 3 wide. The key is Unity is 10 lengths off the now loose leader. Another 2 to
I don't know why the
Sky,
1's so
Tim's
far back.
Tribute is far back.
This horse
They
isn't
swing onto
running.
the backstretch, and Devil Moon with the pedal
No
to
way.
the metal has opened up 6 or 7. Lottery Pick second by 4. Then comes Big Flint on the outside of Mitad
No.
del Mundo.
Something's
3
amiss
lengths
there with the
back to
1.
the next flight. The
We're going
key
to need
is
to rely
Unity
on the
as
first-time
wide as the ball
starters.
with less than a half mile to go. Just inside of him comes Attenzione. Roy C. is losing a bit of ground at this stage. Passed now by Ivory Sky, and still another 5 or so to Tim's Tribute. Midway on the far
Nobody else is
turn,
coming
it's
if we can
Devil
catch this
Moon
7.
loose.
Both the
Devil
4 and the 8 are
Moon still
moving,
with a huge
especially the
lead and
4.
a quarter of a mile to finish it up.
4's
Lottery
flying.
Pick now starts to eat into the ground, as does Mitad del Mundo. They turn for home.
Come on,
Devil
8.
Moon has been caught and passed by Lottery
We're
Pick,
home.
who opens up 2.
Come on,
Mitad
8.
del
Beat this
Mundo
4.
becoming the big threat on the outside. It's Lottery Pick, Mitad del
There you
Mundo.
go.
Mitad del Mundo grinding away on the outside, gets the lead close to home, and it's Mitad del Mundo. That's 2 for Frankie Dettori. Lottery Pick was second. Third went to
Something
Big
is
Flint,
happening with the
photo-
Mullins barn all of a sudden. They had that one really big day, 3 wins for Junior, and all of a sudden the horses can't run. Very strange. Oh, that's the wrong. Well, we got the 8. Whew, thank God. Wrong race, though. That is my bad. I was talking about this horse here, the one Dandy Man Shines. I covered that race so much that that's what I had in my head. Either way, we're good. We got the 8 horse, 5 to 1. We're happy with that. All right. 5 to 1. Top EquinEdge pick over the EquinEdge second pick. Why do we even handicap? I don't even know. It's so weird. I was looking at the 1 horse. Thank God the 1 didn't run. What's wrong with me? Maybe I need a drink. All right, so that was leg 4. Anybody alive in the coast to coast wager? Aaron, you're doing good today, huh? Doug's doing good. Alan's doing good. Dan's doing good. Kevin, you bet. Who'd you bet? You bet a show bet? We didn't even use the favorite in this race. The key is unity. Look at that. Why didn't we use it? Remember I was telling you? This horse keeps on burning money. We left this horse out and we covered only the 2, 4, and 8. 9 to win and show. Win and show. Nice, Kevin. $23 to 1. That's pretty good. Good call. Look at that. Another win for Dettori. Why couldn't you win on the 3 horse? Saddle up Jesse. Nice training job by Patty Gallagher. Top EquinEdge pick. He is, Justin. No, and you're smart. Alan, you're so smart. 100%. You saw how we were struggling with that. I mean, it was just tough. Now, if for whatever reason you like something within that tough sequence, that's huge. Now you could be in for a big score if your single wins. Covers both bets. Profit's a profit. What should we cover? That Exacta paid nicely. 26 bucks, I think. 28 bucks. $8 for 26 bucks. Look at that. You get one long shot. You beat the favorite, the vulnerable favorite. You get one long shot in the 3rd spot. And on a 50-cent trifecta, you get 165 back. There's Dettori right there. It's like I came to California for good weather. I'm getting cold and rain, although it looks pretty good today. There's Patty. Patty's been doing it a long time. I claimed a horse off of him years ago at Del Mar. I'm drawing a blank on the name. It was a turf horse. What is that? Look at that superfecta. 345 bucks for 10 cents, $3,450 and change. It's all about betting, folks. All about betting. And the problem is we all focus on handicapping and we don't focus on betting, me included. I love the handicap. Handicapping is fun for me most of the time. If it wasn't for EquinEdge, I know you guys have heard me say this before, but 100% I would probably never bet on horse racing again. I would never play. There was no way I would ever go back to traditional handicapping. I wouldn't. All right. Let's see if we can find a winner here. Oh, life is good? Is that what that is? So here's a horse that was first in the stretch and then loses. Been at the same condition a while now. In 34 races, only 2 wins, 6 seconds, and 7/3. So it's the EquinEdge long shots, 4-1. Getting way over bet. You can see the 0 wins going 8 furlongs in synthetic. This wouldn't be a horse that you would put in your pick 5. It just wouldn't. And then you have a horse in the 3 horse that's completely dead on the board. Did it come out of that same race? It did. And it was in a fine position and lost. What happened? This horse can turn it around. Well, this horse lost as the favorite 2 races in a row. But it won prior to that. Interesting. I wouldn't be ready to just give up on this horse yet. Let's take a look at the 7. It comes out of that race as well, and it won. But it looked like it was a very, very fast pace. But it couldn't have been that fast because the top pace number here is a 47. Wide open race. This horse ran on 12-4, 12-2, 12-2. So they faced each other here on 12-2. Second by 1.5. That was the first race, right? Yep. So these horses have been taking turns beating each other. All right. And then you have this class horse here. I mean, what's wrong with this horse? The 2. This horse comes out of that 1-7 race. You'd have to watch the past performances in order to really see. Let's look here. All right, so we're looking at the 1, 2, 4, and 7. 1, 2, 4, and 7. And let's take a look at this 1-7 race.
And Lara. Coco Sense from the inside, Aristea. The 2 inside runners are quickest, and Coco
So 7's getting a really bad trip.
Aristea. Can he be quick? A joint third. Smiling Melanie joining the party on the lead. There's a lineup approaching the turn. Coco Sense inside, Aristea between horses. Shanghai Mist trails the field up the back stretch.
So 2's got the lead. 1's
finds
just
her
cruising.
They're 4 clear of Shanghai Mist and Can he be quick? That duo at the back of the pack together.
4 didn't have a good trip early, so it put that horse back a little bit. 7, same thing. But 7, I don't think has any natural speed.
Second, still within range. 2.5 more to Coco Sense. Now Alvarado gets to work aboard her. Moonshine Cat attempts to get
here comes the 4. 4's running good. 7's running.
Moonshine Cat getting into it.
I'm not seeing a number as far as how fast they're going.
Aristea and Dashing Demi, they're even at the top of the lane. They're
so 2 didn't have any issues and really wasn't going that fast. 4 had issues. 1 was sitting a good trip. But look at the 1. And here comes the 7 on the outside. They didn't even go that fast.
On with that Moonshine Cat, Coco Sense, Aristea
but that horse was really far back.
Mist.
For my liking, so the 4 horse was Moonshine Cat, who's got no pace whatsoever. Shanghai Mist was the pace of the race and was in last. Did they do that on purpose? That's weird. Wow. 1 and 2 had no issues. So Coco and Artesia had no issues. So the 2 horses kind of new in the fold. So I would kind of like the 4 and the 7. Based on that. Really strange. And Chavez, he won the race. Escobedo's back aboard. I'm guessing. I mean, he won the race, but he's not on the horse. Why? He did something that Escobedo couldn't do, and that's win. So weird. I'm thoroughly confused. The only thing I know for sure is that Moonshine Cat might be the horse to beat. What's up, In? So weird.
And the red light is now flashing on the starting gate at Golden Gate Fields. The runners have made their way towards the gate for race number 5.
You know, I would probably have to play the 7 again based on that, because the horse can be closer to the pace. It can pretty much put itself wherever. I think it just needs a good ride. And put Chavez back on the horse.
Can't Help Falling to post 2, the first one to come up.
I'd come right back with, honestly, the 4 and the 7. That's what I'd come back with. I like the 4
Here's
best.
Coco says.
It's a hunch. This race is absolutely a grab bag. I don't think the 6 wins.
3 more runners to round out the field.
3 didn't really have any excuses, so I would go with the 4 and the 7.
Moonshine Cat. Aristea. Post position number 6. And to round out the field, Shanghai Mist. Shanghai Mist. She's it. We're ready to go. And Larough. Good beginning for all the runners. Shanghai Mist on the outside.
So, of course, the jockey on look at this. Look at the difference. Now the jockey on the 7 horse, who won coming from far back, is now near the lead. From that post, I can't hate on the guy to not lose ground, honestly.
3.5 lengths
Weird.
behind Aristea, who makes her way towards the backstretch, clearly ahead, and they're going at a slow tempo here. Aristea, the pacemaker, by a length. Shanghai Mist on the outside, on the tail of the leader. She's second. Coco Sense still third. Down on the inside, a clear third at that. Can't Help Falling now joining her on the outside. Those 2, 2.25 lengths behind, and another length to Moonshine Cat, who is 5th and last down the backstretch. Aristea, the longest shot in the race, has everything her own way. Let's see that first quarter, 25-1. So yes, it's just a very slow pace here set by Aristea, and we're going to see that half, 51-1. Yes, a very slow pace indeed, as Aristea leads the way into the forward turn, still clear. Shanghai Mist chasing right behind her. Can't Help Falling third. Coco Sense staying inside of her. And Moonshine Cat, all 5 could win, approaching the quarter pole, where Aristea is the first to hit the quarter-mile marker. In second, Shanghai Mist nibbled along now. Can't Help Falling gets outside for the stretch run in with a shot. Coco Sense behind the leaders. And then Moonshine Cat as they come down the lane. Aristea tries to cling on, but Shanghai Mist is alongside. Can't Help Falling right there, bad link 2. Coco Sense and Moonshine Cat's kicking it in late. It is Shanghai Mist. Can't Help Falling. Moonshine Cat. Can't Help Falling. Lunging. Photo finish. Can't Help Falling got a bob. A very good one, but we're not going to call it. She and Shanghai Mist were in the photo. Moonshine Cat, Aristea, Coco Sense.
What did my body language look like? I'm like 8-5 on both the 7 and the 2. That's a really rough one. I think the 2 got the head bob. And the 4 was third. 2 was the newcomer. Whereas the 4 and the 7, you know, so you have to account for that. So the 2 horse got the head bob. That's a tough one. Got a Scotty spot play.
Number 2, Can't Help Falling first.
2 did get the head bob. Chop Chop coming up in 42 minutes. Really looking forward to seeing her run. And then
Third,
Secret
number 4,
Treasure
Shake Cat.
in
Fourth,
race
number
number
6,
7
Aristea.
coming up in about an hour. Horse I like here at
2746.
Golden Gate Fields. We can take a look at that if you'd like. Had a ton of trouble in his last race down the stretch, getting big class relief and big GSR, like the one Bluegrass Rider some as well. So if you look at this 7-horse Secret Treasure in this race here, down the stretch was squeezed. It's not going to do it justice, but you'll see it. And this horse, well, look at the stretch and look at the 3-horse on the inside, okay? So broke
Zero
good.
drip into the first turn. Smart Code makes his move right now. Dandy Man shines his 30 lengths off the pace.
All right, so watch
Dandy Man
this.
shines
Now
in
we're
between
looking right here
rivals. Zio
at
Joe
the
is
orange
just
cap.
outside of him. Those
Right
two
here.
pass
With the
Cosmic
gray.
Soul with a quarter of a mile to go. Then
Okay.
comes Maltese Falcon there
Had
at
a
the
lot
top
of
of the
horse.
stretch. At the rail, Escape
And was
Artist
coming in.
hanging
It's
tough.
very
Joined in
one
the
paced,
center,
and
though,
then
by
right here the
Smart
one
Code.
squeezes the
That
3 and
Smart Code has
and
taken
lost that.
command.
When you are a
Dandy
one-paced
Man
horse like
shines
that,
is starting to finish with entrance
this
on
horse
down.
had nowhere to go.
So a 5-year-old Big Bear by Star Spangled Banner out of
I don't know that
Madison by
horse was
Vaudeville.
best, but certainly
Kendall
that
Pollock
horse
was
is going to
ridden
run better
Ireland
than
by
that.
Manister House Stud, now owned by Tim Bellis.
So 274 up at Golden Gate Fields, but I think this horse can run a good race in here, and there's not a lot of speed in here. So just this horse has a really big GSR as well, 9 points the best. So maybe take a look at Secret Treasure. Very one-paced. Bluegrass Rider. Here's a horse coming in from down south, the EquinEdge long shot. And this horse is going from a 2% win, where it only lost by 2 lengths, to a 30% win. But the trainer hasn't won a race. Not in a long while, anyways. Catalina Martinez jumps aboard. So, but it deserves a big look. And I wouldn't be surprised if this horse is on the lead. Now, this horse is coming from down south as well and jumping on the synthetic. And it can run a good race, no doubt about it, but it's 7-1 EquinEdge morning line. And it's probably going to get over bet, and it also drops in GSR. You can see that. Right? 16 points. They're coming onto the track for this 7th race at Santa Anita. And I almost made the 10-horse Nolo Contesto a Scotty spot play. But this horse has 5 second-place finishes, 1 first. It's at the level where it belongs, for sure. But it's been picking up pieces. Like when you're 6-5 here, and you're in the stretch a half a length back, and then you continue to lose with Pratt aboard at 26%. That's what I'm seeing here with this horse. Now, Big Suede is cheaper. Now, they ran on the same day. Not on the same race, but on the same day. 12:30, race number 4. You can see it was a 50 group. This horse was 26%. Big Swede ran on 12:30 as well, but it was a 44 group with JJ Hernandez aboard. JJ's aboard. So now you look at the pace number and you see that these 2 horses are very fast. The 4 is fast. The 5 is fast. I mean, maybe there's going to be more speed than we realize in here, possibly. 10's going to have to send from the outside. It's going to be outside. It's not a great place at Santa Anita to start in the 10 hole from that spot. You can see right here at the start on the track diagram that it comes quick. So that's why I didn't do it. But what I did do, just in case the 4 and the 5 duel with the 1 and the 10, I thought maybe the 3 horse was the other horse. That was my thinking. Sipping and kissing. The 4 horse, thanks Maggio, is the EquinEdge long shot. going on the dirt. GSR stays about the same. And, you know, this horse, look at it was a 46 group here, didn't really do anything. Had the same GSR. Here, nothing. This race here, yeah, 5 furlongs on the turf against a 42 group, only 5 other horses. It ran good. Other than that, it's not run a lick. So not for my liking. Not for my liking. It seems to like sprinting on the turf, but against easier. So, but it's the EquinEdge long shot. Don't need to say much more, do we? So maybe like, you know, nobody's using this horse. And we've seen where if you can get a horse like this in the 3rd spot, you're going to win big. I would strongly consider that the 10 and the 1, the 4 and the 5 could be up front dueling. And if and it looks like the 1 needs the 1 can rate some, but the 1's on the rail. And the 1 has a low SOR compared to the 10 anyways. So if you see something in here, you know, that you think we could get a bomb in here, would not be surprised. What I do like about this horse, it broke its maiden, the 3. It broke its maiden. Then it came against winners for the first time. Non-winners of 2 lifetime, just like this, same level, and it barely lost against 7 other horses. Then actually goes up in class with 7%, loses by a length against 7 other horses. It's impressive. Then drew the rail, where I don't think maybe that hurt the horse, but sometimes it's intimidating, and the horse only loses by 1 3/4 lengths. Okay, but I think we can all agree that the horse's best shot is when there's pace up front and closes. And Rispoli's aboard. And now the horse only has 1 win in 18 tries, but 6 third-place finishes. No question. But this is what this race is. 1 win here. 1 win here. 7 second-place finishes. It's a grab bag. Now look. On 12:30, the 10 horse Nolo Contesto was in this same race as the 10. The 10 lost by a length and a half. And no, it wasn't the same race, was it? Let's see here. Sippin' and Kissin'. No, that was a 44. So this horse was in this race against the 1. Big Sweet. And there seems to be some speed in here that could set it up for Sippin' and Kissin'. I don't know. I kind of like this 3. This is not a strong field. Now, the 10's the horse to beat for sure. No question about it. 7 second-place finishes, though. And this horse has burned some money. But it's certainly, of all the horses in the field, it's the class of the field. No question. So let's get out to Santa Anita Park. What do you guys like? Anybody like anything? Current pick 4 pool, $230,480. And yeah, I think I'm going to call it after this, you guys. And but I'm going to stay for this race here at Santa Anita.
And Jess here at the gate, and Jess, there's a horse that you like in here, and that is the 4, currently at 30-1. Thanks, Maggio.
I've always had a crush on this horse. He's beautiful. He jogs amazing. I see him almost every morning out there jogging, and Andy Pisaris loves him too. They kind of nicknamed him as TM after his initials, but he's always just been a really consistent horse. Now, this is something that he's completely not used to doing, which is a mile on the dirt, which he's coming from a 5.5 on the grass. So it's a little bit different. So I went and asked Andy, you know, why are you trying this now? And he said, we really just realized that we needed to drop him to the right level. He has run a mile on the dirt before, and he's actually won going a mile. So the time he went a mile on the dirt, he was just head and head going in a speed.
So they're talking about the EquinEdge long shot right now is what they're talking about.
That other horse, but
and I know he thinks he's dropping the horse here.
one on.
But a lot of these
Maggio. There was a
horses
horse that
switch
caught
back
my
and forth to
eye
non-winners of
moving
two
up, and that is
lifetime.
the sixth.
16,000,
Granada Flavor
32,000,
gets
25,000.
This horse
And
looked
if you look at the
fantastic.
EquinEdge,
Not
it is the
only
EquinEdge long
Granada,
shot. So
but
we've talked about that. You have to respect that. But if we look at this, we're seeing that this is not that much of a drop.
Yeah, he's a horse that's always really looked good.
But it also is a
like you
horse
said,
that
he
runs
especially looked good
consistently.
today.
So
he was a bit
this is
quiet,
not the worst looking
at the
closer in
end
a
of the
race that
track,
might
but
have
really
some
in the
speed in it.
warm-up,
I'll
he's
say
gotten
that.
really engaged, and
But it's not
you
like
said,
this is a
Abel
drop.
Cedillo looks really well on him right now.
And it's good to see Abel's got his feet out of the stirrups, trying to hang on there. Which
Oh,
is a
you
good
did,
thing
Doug?
in my mind. So Granada Flavor
From
certainly on
Argentina?
his toes.
Really?
We did hear from Michelle warming up. The 8 for a long time was DeSormo, and
Oh,
if you
yeah,
like
look at
this
that.
horse, I can't talk you off him. He's certainly fit and warm enough today.
Yeah, and actually I've seen him in the past, and he's looked a little skinny.
Oscar
a
likes the
little,
one, Big Swede.
like, lengthy, and today he looks a lot better. He's gotten some
I
muscle
just-
on him, gotten some more fat on him.
I just feel the 10's going to
looks
win,
good.
or we're going to get it,
0
you know,
minutes to
or
go
the
to
3,
race number 7.
or
The
we're going to get a
next horse
bomb.
you'll
But
hear is
it's
the
wide
Flavor
open.
Romani.
For 8K, yeah, I was just gonna say, Doug, for sure. All right, last race for me here, guys.
They're at the gate. It's post time.
You're alive to all in the late pick 5. All right, come on, Dan. You got a shot here. What you want is the 10 to struggle out of the gate. That's what you want. I like this 3. 5-1, getting bet as well. Oh, you got it, Aaron. Thank you as well, brother. Appreciate you.
Three more left to load. Quick intro. SoCal Red and Nolo Contesto. They're in the gate.
Now watch the 10, because this will determine the race.
And they're off.
And we
Quick
talked
intro
about the
is
4
going
and
to
5
front.
having
Thanks,
speed.
Maggio
The 1
has
seems to
speed.
need the
Big
lead.
Swede along the
There goes the
inside.
10.
Nolo
So all the 4
Contesto
horses we
extreme
talked
outside
about,
is very quick as well.
and the
And
10
having some
cut
difficulty
off
there
the
with
7.
Careless Kitten steadying off horses' heels, and not the smoothest run through the first turn for SoCal Red either. Back up top, it's Quick Intro in front, leading the way by a half to Nolo Contesto second, Big Sweet, good spot third.
The 5 is
Then it's
absolutely
Thanks
destroying
Maggio
the 10
fourth,
right now,
4
which
lengths off
for
the
you,
dueling
Dan, you'd like to
leaders.
see.
Careless Kitten on the outside.
23 flat.
Another length back
No,
to
these
Sippin'
horses
and
don't go
Kissin'.
23
He's
flat.
2 in front of a
4
hard
sitting a
ridden
beautiful
SoCal
trip.
Red. Hoodlum is
3
down at the
sitting a
rail,
really nice
and
trip.
Granada Flavor between those two. Then it's a gap of 4 to
Anything
the gray
can happen
Chris
here now.
Fix, who's the distant trailer and has to get closer now. Less than a half mile to go, and Nolo Contesto is the new leader, opening up a length on Quick Intro second. Big Swede thanks Maggio together third and fourth, and now Big Swede takes third for himself, moving into second at the 3/8 pole after Nolo Contesto. Nolo Contesto 2-length lead. Big Swede clearly into second. Quick Intro is in third. Then thanks Maggio retreating down at the rail. Hoodlum is making some headway. Sippin' and Kissin' White Cap outside of him as the field turns for home. Also out of the back is Granada Flavor getting a piece of it. In the meantime, Nolo Contesto has built up a 5-length lead. Big Swede couldn't keep up. On the outside, Granada
Class was
Flavor
just
trying
too
to
strong,
get into
but-
second. A late run from
but,
Chris Fix,
Dan,
who was last.
Thank you,
And is
Oscar.
going to get into the
Dan,
try,
there
maybe
could be an
Exacta.
inquiry.
It's all Nolo Contesto romping. Second to Granada Flavor, fending off Chris Fix.
I mean, I would
Fourth to
hold
Big
all
Swede,
tickets.
and Hoodlum completes the super high 5.
I would hold all tickets for sure. Yeah. Class is such a big thing, guys. That was the classiest horse in the race. Like I said, I was going to make that horse the EquinEdge or Scotty spot play. Who's the jockey? Maldonado. But you can see, look, 52. It was all class.
Number 10, Nolo Contesto was first.
Hoodlum has some
second,
class,
8,
but it's not been running good,
One
right?
Big
This horse has
Sweet,
been
4-2
competing
Hoodlum
against
fifth.
higher SORs. That's what you're looking for, right? And then you come over here, the 9 not been running good against this level. So you can start chopping this off like this, and that class really stands out with the 10 and that speed. Post no bueno, and it happened exactly like we talked about. The one horse just with a 44 SOR couldn't overcome it. That's all it was. That was just a really, in comparison. And they ran on the same day. Look at the 1 barely lost on 12:30, and the 10 horse got 4th on 12:30. 16,000 non-1 is a 2 lifetime. 16,000 non-1 is a 2 lifetime. Look at the SOR on the 1, 44. On the 10, 50. And was 26% to win that race. So much, much tougher race. That time means nothing. I don't know what the time was, but it just goes to show you. I mean, 10 was much best in the race. Now, will they call an inquiry from the first turn? I hope. Dan probably hopes so. Oh, you got it, Dan. I think they would have called it already if they were going to. There's Doug O'Neill. Doug's a fun guy to be around. I was with Doug for a couple of years. He had a bunch of my horses. And he was fun. Took a trip to Churchill Downs with him with a horse I own called the Black. Very nice horse. All right, it's official. Nice win by Nolo Contesto. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Been a long day, but it's been a good day. We've done well. 2 more Scotty spot plays left. Chop Chop, Fairgrounds 12, and Secret Treasure and Golden Gate race number 7, 23 and 38 minutes respectively. Can't thank you guys enough. I wish you all the best for the rest of the night and tomorrow. Okay, and we'll see you next week. We'll see you later. Thanks, everybody.